The You Are Here podcast is brought to you by Anchor.fm. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast right now. Everyone asks me, Mike, how did you get your podcast made and what are you doing? And all I can say is Anchor gives you everything you need basically for free to upload your podcast, create it, edit it, everything you got to do to distribute your podcast and get it to everyone.
Right. And they give you tools, right? So they have these creation tools that allow you to edit your podcast, and it's the quality of it's really, really well done. You'll have a good product by the end of it. And you can easily start making money for your podcast, whatever listenership you have.
Yeah, and so they make it really easy for you to monetize your podcast. No minimum listenership, and basically, guys, download the Anchor app or go to Anchor.fm to get started.
Bang, bang.
You don't know that song?
All right, welcome to the You Are Here podcast. This is episode 32 of the podcast.
That's all I'm saying.
You can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm.
Hey.
Thank you, Anchor. Also, Podbean, Castbox, www.youareherepodcast.co. We could not afford the M
Bang.
because we're poor.
Yep.
And we have one sponsor.
Give us money.
Please. Guys, today's a special day. Beautiful day.
Oh my
It's the first time we have 5 people in this room right now.
Yeah, man.
And the great Karl Fernandez.
Well, he's part of the
Welcome back.
He's part of the 5. He's part of the 5.
I'm in the edge though, so
Yeah.
But
take the spotlight.
If you're watching on YouTube,
It's crowded. It's crowded.
If you're watching on YouTube, you can see we got 2 cameras rolling right now.
Yes.
So that's a first.
Uh-huh.
It's a little different.
Yeah.
We've also, besides Karl, just forget about Karl. We got 2 new people here that I want to introduce. Now,
Here's the
called,
moment of
get
truth.
the name.
I was gonna say it.
Okay.
Here we
This
go.
is big, and I've been trying to work on this. And I'm bad with this, but I'm gonna try my best. Okay, Sherine, Toussaint.
You got it.
Okay,
Wow. That's an easy
That's
one.
the easy one.
Like,
okay, and Jordan
Don't hurt me, bro.
oh.
You're gonna hurt me.
Alazruei.
That's close enough.
How does it
Close
pronounce?
enough.
How's it pronounced?
It's Alazruei.
Alazruei.
Alaz, bro.
Alazruei.
Alazruei.
There's a lot of silent letters in there. So
Okay,
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
okay.
Alaz. That's why my last name isn't on my Instagram, because I don't even care if people know my last name at this point.
Got you.
Unless you're on LinkedIn, if you
Yeah,
follow me
yeah.
on LinkedIn,
Hook
that's the
me
only
up,
place
yeah.
my last name is.
Link up.
Link up
Link
dude,
up on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Hit 'em
Well,
up.
welcome, guys. We're here.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on the show. Clap them up.
What's up?
Welcome.
Do you guys
What's
put
up?
laughter? Do you guys put canned laughter on this?
No, man.
Just gonna
Oh,
put
okay.
some ass cheeks clapping.
Dude, that's what I got to get next.
Clap
The soundboard.
cheeks.
The sound.
Get on it.
Yeah.
Clap cheeks button.
Clap cheeks, baby.
Yes,
Oh,
dude.
God.
Episode 32. We're here. You are here.
Yes.
Mm.
Wow.
I want to kick it off right away with something different, like we've never done.
Okay.
Well, first of all, no. Before I
Oh.
do that, I want to say, how was your week, Mike?
Oh, dude. I always want someone to ask me that, but then, I feel like every week, man,
You gave me a lot of shit.
there's
for
not
asking
much.
that. Well,
There's really not much going on.
let's talk about
And
it.
now I feel like, you know what? Don't ask me that anymore.
You don't want to be asked that?
No, my week's been good, man. Just again busy.
Uh-huh.
A couple weird things that kind of threw me out of
Like what?
whack.
What happened?
Well, you know,
Oh, I do know. Yeah, I know.
I can't really talk about it.
You don't want
but-
to talk about it. Can
Yeah.
you? Fuck.
Well, there's 3 other people at the table.
Yeah. Well, that's what I
and
mean.
you bring it up,
gotta
so
let-
you
let's-
kind of got.
How was your week, dog?
We can do story time.
Oh, I don't know about
This
that.
could be
dude.
story. No.
I don't think we
You can't do story. Okay.
don't think we
Let's stay
should.
away from it.
Mike,
All right, so your week wasn't so good. Your week was
You
rough.
could say that. You could say that.
My week's been pretty good, man. I got off social media for the month.
Yeah,
As you
dude.
guys probably have known.
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
I
I
at
didn't notice
all.
either, honestly, until you said it.
You
but
guys know.
Dude, every day I wake
All
up,
right.
I look at
I'm just
Dave's Instagram.
You guys obviously.
every morning.
You guys obviously know. No.
It's my routine.
It's the first time I've done it.
Wait, so starting today?
No. So five days ago or
Oh,
6
okay.
days ago,
All right.
I got off as the first time. I've had every social media since MySpace. I've never taken a break, a day,
Me too, dude.
a physical day. I don't think I've ever not spent at least checking something.
Okay.
And it's been really cool, man.
What's the most Like what have you noticed?
Like when I wake up, my instinct is to like see how people are.
Mm.
Like that's not there anymore. So then I'm with myself and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I notice when the times I go to hit the thing is the times of like I'm uncomfortable or I am like super curious about like what's going on outside of myself, or I feel compelled to share a thing. And now like if I need to share something or feel like compelled to share something, I have to reach out to the person I want to share it with instead of like just mindlessly like throwing a thing out there. So like I do miss the sense in the sense of sharing, but also like it's become more personal. I don't know. It's become kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I'm taking care of myself a bit more with these past 6 days.
Well, I will say,
it's weird.
Ever since he stopped using social media, I haven't gotten a single text or a phone call.
Get out!
He's not thinking about you.
That's
So I
bullshit.
guess he had nothing to share with me. All right, no, it's all good. It's all
I
good.
texted you, bro, a timestamp 2 days ago to check you out. You
Yes,
probably
you
didn't
did.
even tell
Yes,
Jordan.
you did. I called you though.
But you didn't tell Jordan.
All right.
Tell Jordan.
Carl literally doesn't tell me anything.
Simmer down, boys.
We're gonna have a
simmer down.
fucking fight on this podcast,
Simmer down.
bro.
He's already throwing out F-bombs with 3
Whoa,
minutes into
dude.
the thing,
This
and
is
he's
PG.
already yelling
This
at
is
me.
PG.
I feel
Sorry.
unsafe. This is not a safe space.
Let's
You were so excited to come back, bro.
Were you?
Remember that.
Okay. No, I wasn't. Well, yes. Well, I remember when I finished the first time back
Yeah.
in February. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
like,
You want him
secretly,
back.
I kind of want to come back.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be on the next episode.
You're
I don't
back.
care what guest you get.
How
I
you
wanna come
feeling?
back.
Wow.
oh man.
Wow.
No, it's fine. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be
You
back.
brought beer for everyone.
Yeah.
I did bring beer for
It's very
everyone.
kind.
Really,
Yeah.
actually, he brought all the beer for himself. He just doesn't want to look like an alcoholic. So
Yeah,
he's
so I
sharing
want to
it.
share it with
So
everyone.
take one,
just
take
so
one,
you
take
know.
one, please.
It's
like
like
my
Labor
bro-
Day,
He
people.
brought all those
You're
like,
right,
8
you're
beers
right.
for
It is
himself.
Labor Day.
It is
So
Labor
we all
Day.
have off. Well,
Somewhat.
Shit.
somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm technically still on the clock, so it's a
Are
good
you
thing you
really?
post this on Wednesday. It's
Are
a good
you
thing.
really?
Yeah, dude. Of course.
That's
What
a-
up?
That's a salary life, bro.
Yeah,
You're
that's
never
a,
not
that's
working.
a 24/7
Wow.
news hour cycle. Bro.
Damn.
But
How was your week, Carl?
Yeah. How was your week,
Yeah,
bro?
Carl.
How was
Carl's
your last
partying,
couple
man.
weeks, bro?
Yeah.
crappy, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty crappy.
Uh-oh.
But me and
It's
Jordan.
gonna be
Yeah, I think so.
good. It's a good thing.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
good thing.
I for anyone who doesn't know, I will be soon unemployed. So
So hire Carl Fernandez.
yeah, hire me now.
Yeah.
You could put like my website in
Carl,
the show notes.
Carl's
Yeah.
single and ready to mingle in a professional way.
Yes. Tinder me for professional. That's
talk
LinkedIn,
about
I guess,
Tinder.
right?
Tinder for professionals.
That's basically LinkedIn. So
But how do you feel? You feel okay? You feel
it's
ready
weird,
for the
man,
next
because
chapter?
I mean, it's funny because when I got the news, you know, 'tis the industry. Things like that happen all the time. So
Yeah.
it's not. I wasn't really like shocked or anything, but it was more like, you know, I've been working this job at least for the last 3 years, like full 3 years,
Right.
and like, I've never had time to just stop and think
Mhm.
about like what I want to do.
Right.
I'm almost 30. You know what I mean? Like I've been doing this kind of stuff since like, you know, I was like 20, 21. So it's like I've never really thought about like things that I didn't do
Mm.
in like my life so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah.
So the fact that like that happened, and it's funny because it's not completely over yet, but it's at that point where I'm sort of just like, maybe I should start thinking about, you know, things that I haven't thought about the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, right now I'm pushing it back.
Mm.
You're holding
just-
back
I'm
those thoughts.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. I don't want to confront them yet.
That's probably healthy, dude.
It's not. You know, the beer helps, but no, it's fine. It's good. You know, my last day is in November, so it's
Right.
like right before Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff.
Mm.
So at least I have the holidays to like sort of mull it over, go into the new year fresh. You know, with the
Yeah.
mindset
Yeah.
of, you know.
Yeah, man.
It's like the
Or-
first holiday season in years that you can actually enjoy the holidays.
Yeah.
Though.
That
'Cause
yeah.
you've been working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done news every holiday. Even before that, you know, when I worked retail, I had to work Black Friday and Christmas weekend. So it's like, you know, just that time of the year was always busy for me, no matter what
sure.
I was working in.
For
So
sure.
Word.
it was totally, you know, now that I know it's like a solid fact that I will be having time to myself at that like moment,
Yeah.
it's like overwhelming. And like, I'm not quite sure what to do with that information yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my brain can't really process that,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
I think, you know, it's a good thing for sure, but I just don't really know. It's funny because everyone at work is like, you know, they're all trying to make moves now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Everyone's
Right,
like getting, and you know, I haven't updated my resume. I haven't updated my reel. I haven't even looked for anything, you know, but
That's
like,
okay.
yeah, I know it's fine, but like everyone else is. So I'm sort of like, am I missing something? You know, like,
Right.
I don't like,
You're comparing yourself.
yeah. And you know, I get it. Like, you know, no one lives the same life, so it's
For
like
sure.
they're totally doing what they have to do.
For sure.
But me, I'm not sure what I have to do.
Yeah.
So like, and I'm trying to ask myself that, but like, I haven't yet.
Yeah.
Word.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm on the precipice of that. But for right now, I'm just chilling.
For sure.
And you know, me and Jordan are going to Montreal in a couple
Hey.
days at the time of this taping, so I think that'll be a fun little getaway.
Be on
you
your
know?
way.
Nice.
Can't spend too much money now. As much as I wanted to.
We were just talking about like because you went to Montreal for work, so you found a bunch of really bougie like nice restaurants.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, how many Google dollar signs are we going when we go to like we're gonna go to one fancy dinner up there? We're like,
One
how many
$4
dollar signs? And I saw your face like, let's go $3 signs, dude. I know. And
On Google,
yeah.
when you Google places, you
That's-
get the dollar signs. See, it's like
yeah.
1 to 4. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the stars and
Wait,
Grand
where are
Theft
you
Auto.
going again?
Montreal.
Montreal.
Go to this place, Bouillon Bilk.
I've heard of that place.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
All right, we might have to add that to the list.
Yes.
When was the last time you went?
I went like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I love Montreal.
We went 3
Montreal's
years ago
so
too, in
good.
2016. That was
Really?
That was when
Oh,
me
shit.
and him went
Probably
together.
around the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
In
I
August.
loved it.
It
Were
was
you?
great.
Oh, in August. Were you there where it was the mural festival? Did you see
Yes,
that?
because we went to a thing where guys
was
were
there.
painting murals.
Same thing.
Whoa.
You were
at the
at
same
that place.
place? Yep.
You might be my. I was taking pictures all over that place. You might.
Whoa. That would be.
I
You had-
love
There was
that
this like
thing
street
ever.
party thing that there was like an alleyway and there were
Yeah.
people.
I was in like I went to, you know where they were doing shows and stuff like DJs? I was in that shit. It was awesome.
We were there.
We were
dude.
at the
Me
park.
too,
Are
man.
you talking
We were
about,
literally
are you talking
there.
about the island, like that little park?
No,
island?
No.
The little thing
Saint
we went
Laurent
to with the
graffiti
guys
thing,
with the guys
right?
breakdancing and stuff.
Was it on St. Laurent?
I don't
Might
know.
be
I
on St.
stayed,
Laurent.
bro.
St. Laurent's awesome. That's
When I
like
went,
the place
that's
to
where I
be.
stayed.
Yeah.
St. Laurent's sick.
Word.
I just remember we walked there.
Yeah.
I think did we hear about that ahead of time or we just like heard music and walked to it?
I think we heard music.
Yo,
And then we
right.
bought.
Honestly,
There was a lot of stuff happening the
Yeah.
weekend we were there.
It's
though.
it's a super fun place. You guys are gonna have a good time, for sure. How about we explain what you guys are doing? Because
Well, how about
I want to ask you guys so many questions
Yeah.
about the film.
Well, I'll kick it off like this. We know each other from school, and we also did a project together,
Yes.
the Rose Garden, and that's when we came kind of closer, obviously. And now we're doing a new thing, a new film.
Yeah.
And we got the team together again. The
Have we-
Avengers have assembled. You know?
Yes.
I
Have
just
we-
watched Endgame again, so that's why I'm.
I've never seen
throwing
Endgame.
Me
Avengers
either.
shit out there.
I don't want to do
They're
that.
like
I haven't
6
seen
hours
any of
long.
them.
Yeah,
That's what
I haven't
you
seen.
do.
I haven't phase
Sign
2.
off.
I guess I can catch up on the whole.
So just like the
thing now.
Avengers.
Watch all the movies.
Yeah.
Just like the Avengers, go through your roles.
Okay. 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 So
I'm
Carl's.
what's Samuel L. Jackson's character?
You're Nick Fury.
Nick Fury,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
I'm
that's
Nick
you.
Fury, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
Grumpy
Carl's
dad.
directing.
Grumpy dad, just get out of my face.
Yeah.
You're
You're directing,
Yeah.
and
Carl's directing.
you've written with me.
Yes, with the Rose Garden.
Yeah.
Check it out.
That's
Amazon.
really all
Amazon.
you. I kind of just attached my name. But
Don't say that. Come on.
I know. I did this at the
You guys
West,
do
dude.
this
I
stuff.
was like,
Don't
what was
play
that thing I
yourself
said?
down.
Sherine is producing this film.
Yes.
I am.
Jordan is shooting it, director of photography,
Yes.
and I'm acting it.
Beautiful.
And that's the team.
The
We
team
got more
right here.
team members that are coming along. I'm really excited. Scared as hell.
You should be, bro. We're filming in like a month and 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and,
we got a lot of work to do.
Oh, you're telling me, bro.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I've been silently working. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah,
fine.
All right. How long has it been since I asked you for that?
I actually
script?
do need to give him. I do. I
It's
know.
been
I haven't
weeks.
sent the script yet. I know.
It's
Oh,
been
boy.
weeks, Carl.
I know. It has been.
I'm calling
weeks.
you out like publicly.
You can call me out. That's fine. I deserve to be called out.
Carl, send me that script. Okay, I'll send it to you tonight.
I know. Then I
Next
lost
day,
my
hey,
job.
You never sent me that script.
And I was like, oh shit.
How
And
long,
I
are,
totally
how long are
forgot
you gonna ride that one?
up until right now.
Move on. Move on.
Up until right now.
Christmas. Around Christmas, you can stop.
We
know
film
what?
in a month. I don't think I can hold it off till Christmas.
You know what? You know what I wanted to ask?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask this. So you guys had the fundraiser
Yes.
last week or before?
Last week. Or 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago.
So from that, how do you guys go about like distributing? If you're okay with talking about
Oh,
it, like,
Oh, that's fine. I don't care.
distributing the proceeds from what you got from funding the film,
Yeah.
and how do you like decide what goes like what you get first, what's more important than other things?
Well,
I'm stepping
Those
back.
are hard choices
It's
to make.
budgeting, and it's honestly what would be like the most effective streamline wise. So
Mm.
like I know you had a budget, and I just kind of took a look at it
Yeah.
and then kind of
Word.
like bounce something back towards you based on our budget from the Rose Garden
Right.
and just kind of moving things around. But it's just kind of certain things cost more money, feeding
Mm.
people, the
Yes.
location,
Mhm.
and then just kind of playing with the numbers and trying to see what works and what doesn't.
For sure.
Yeah.
There's
It's-
some like really, I don't know what the right word would be. There's some really essential costs.
essential.
Like
for
stuff
sure.
like location, and crafty is
Yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah,
important because a lot of times you're working with people that they're working on favors essentially or lower pay than like a union rate or something. So you got to make sure that like the people are taken care of in the most basic way
Oh yeah.
that are working on the movie. And usually it's friends. It's usually us, honestly. And then,
That's the best too.
But those kind of things take precedent over everybody getting their preferred rate or like us getting rates and stuff.
Exactly.
Like, because we want to make sure people that aren't vested in this project from the beginning get compensated at least at least taken care of.
Yeah.
You just have to create a work environment that's like attractive and people like want to work with you and like, things like that. So
It's a lot of like give and take too. It's like a lot of like
100%.
you let people kind of have fun, do what they want, but
Yeah.
you try to create that pressure where it's like when it's go time, it's go time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I find
dude,
that's a hard thing to do.
It's hard, but I feel like when we do it, we just kind of
Yeah.
kick into it.
Well,
Yeah,
working
yeah.
with friends essentially
For
is
sure.
how you do that too.
Yeah.
You
We
have
all
people that
understand
your
each other.
expectations are all about in the same spot. They don't come on set expecting something crazy, but they know you on a personal level. So there's a little bit more flexibility there, and a little bit less butting heads when you work with people
Right.
you know.
Yeah, for real. And it's easier to talk to people. Like, it's
But
easier
with
to talk to
like the Rose Garden, and then we shot a music video together for Karl. We know what works and what doesn't.
Right,
So it's like
Mhm.
really important to pay attention to that and do what you did right, and then make sure that you take notes on what didn't work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a lot of this is finding out what not to do next time.
Yeah, that was
Which I
kind
think
of
Rose
yeah.
Garden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's a
Found
perfect
out what we don't
example.
wanna
Yeah,
do.
so like there are a lot of things that I learned from that, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, I don't want to repeat those mistakes. I don't want to have to go through the same thing,
Mhm.
or like try and write around some of the things that I know that we can't really get done. So it's like, yeah, it's a lot of just figuring that out. This is the first one though that we've done where we actually have outside money. Like everything that we've done up to this point, we've kind of just self-funded. So like, it's sort of like if we got to buy it, we got to buy it. But now that we actually have some like money to play with and like things, we actually have like an actual, budget, not big budget, but it's enough to like, it's good enough to like get the story done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, definitely the location's like my big concern. I called Dave the other night and I was like, we got to get the house. Like, like,
You guys have it?
no.
You guys got to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
We have one location.
we did the Rose Garden. We didn't book the Rose Garden until like 2 weeks, I think, before we started filming,
God.
Yeah.
which was again one of those mistakes which we were trying to avoid, which we're not doing a good job at.
Yeah.
But it's for me right now. It's the location, the props, and the gear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In that order for
Mhm.
me at least, and then everything else. Because once you have those three things, and like that's enough to tell the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool.
So.
I mean,
Yeah.
if I ever get a script, I can figure out what gear we
I
need.
know, I know.
This
We were
is
actually
important.
legitimately after Montreal, we're like overdrive.
Yeah.
Like we're.
I
Just
know.
do it on the ride home.
This is,
We'll do it at Montreal. In
this
Montreal.
Is, this is what I was
Oh, no, I'm
thinking.
not working. I'm off the clock.
Yeah, he's off the clock.
I'm
He's
not.
clocking out.
I'm the director.
But yeah, I wanted to whatever. I wanted to get Jordan the script because I want to make sure he knows what he's shooting, man.
Yeah,
He's got some
I mean,
ideas.
We'll
We'll figure it out. We're having this fucking talk on the podcast.
Yeah,
but
we basically had a 14-page script originally.
Yeah, I know. You
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah, and it's 8.5 pages
Yeah,
now.
in the
Like
fat.
we
I like that.
trimmed a lot.
Yeah, it was off your suggestion.
A short movie should be short. Let's
Yeah,
be real.
yeah.
I think they're more impactful, and if you can tell your story and send your message in a shorter, more condensed way, then I feel like more people will watch it.
100%,
Ultimately, that's like the whole
100%.
point.
For sure.
Is to get your movie in front of more eyeballs.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
shorter the movie is, I mean, the more people will probably check
Dude,
it
it's
out.
hard for me to like watch a short film now that's like past like 9 minutes. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
man, like I had to like.
Anything over 5 minutes is too
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, even
for
5
me.
minutes.
So-
Yeah, it's like we're so used to now.
It better be like really good if it's between 5 and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
has to like really grab you.
Yeah.
Otherwise-
Yeah.
It's a real craft to it, though. There's a real craft to making a
100%,
story
dude.
told in a
100%.
short format and do it effectively. I think
Of course, dude.
But that's why there's so many bad shorts.
Yeah,
of
man.
it.
True.
If you look at
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know, when we were in school, we did a lot of like student film festivals and stuff, and most of the stuff in there, including some stuff that we did, and I'm
course,
speaking about
100%.
myself,
Sure.
was trash. And like it's because you have these high expectations as a student that like you're gonna make art, you're gonna make this thing that like is gonna win awards and people are gonna want to see, and you overshoot like the goal a little bit, and you end up with this bloated mess that nobody really wants to watch except your friends that they're not going to give you honest feedback because they're
Correct.
you know, they're all doing the same thing you're doing.
Yeah.
So you just
Yeah.
get, you know, you're kind of
Patting-
stuck in
patting
like
each
an
other on
echo,
the back
you're
and-
stuck in an echo chamber.
Yes,
Yeah,
bubble
exactly.
for sure.
Yeah.
What about that? I want to talk about that for a second. The like in order to pursue this as a career, right? Storytelling and putting your own things out there and stuff like that. Don't you think there's some kind of like need to believe that this will impact in some way? Otherwise, I'm making something from a place of like, this is gonna suck, and I'm gonna make it, and it's gonna suck. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you have to believe like deep down, like in a crazy way?
What's weird? I know I'm not gonna speak for you guys, but I don't make movies for a living. I make commercials usually.
Right.
That's my job usually is shooting commercials. Occasionally they overlap and I make a documentary style commercial, and that has some like truth to it. It's like a little bit of real life gets implanted in there, but I make stuff for businesses for money, like it essentially. So when I go and make a movie, the connection has to be deeper than whatever I'm doing on my daily job, because it, that doesn't, the commercial side of what I do doesn't translate into the narrative like film side that well. It's two different beasts altogether.
Yeah.
But yeah, people do it in a mechanical way where it's like, oh, I have this fancy camera and like we have these things, so let's do it, versus like you can tell when people put heart into it.
Yeah.
Because just the way they describe things,
Yeah.
No, I agree. Are we waiting for my response now?
I'm saying you guys work in TV too.
Yeah. So I work in TV, and it mostly, like, literally 99% of what I do for that is documentary. They're real people, they're real stories. There's nothing fabricated, like, and it's a new script every day. You know what I mean? Like, these new cast of characters every day. So working on a narrative again, it's sort of like, I have control. We have control of that. We can control what the backstory is. We can control where they came from and like these characters and stuff. So it's like, it's definitely. And that's why, like, when we make a movie like this, it's definitely something I want, and I know you want.
Yeah.
You want it to, like, you want someone who's watching it to be like, oh man.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the definition of a passion project, though, isn't it? It's like something you're passionate about, but you also want other people to be passionate about.
For sure.
And like, it might not necessarily be something that makes you money or that you get rich off. Like the process of making this movie is not going to make us all rich.
Right.
It's not going to make us any money at all.
Honestly, not at all.
So the passion is the only thing driving the production. There is money involved, but it's just to cover the costs of delivering that passion.
Yeah.
So
in a sense, it's kind of crazy. Like when you break it down, it's a little crazy.
It's not like it's a job. It's,
it's personal fulfillment.
Yeah.
It's what you want to do. It's how you want to spend your time.
It's absolutely
what you want to do with the skills that you have.
Yeah.
And things like that. And you want to tell these stories, and you want to do this. Like,
absolutely.
you want to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't just like do it and expect anything out of it, No,
and I really, the only thing I like hope for is that it reaches people and they're moved in some way to at least question the thing that we're questioning in the film, which is
exactly. Like, you're always asking a question that's like the theme of the film.
For
so
sure.
it's like, you want people to relate to that question and to the answer that you think is the correct answer.
Yeah.
How you describe it in the
Yeah,
film.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
mean, that's kind of the goal. And I haven't, this is number 6 for us.
Yeah.
Did we make any money from any of the things that we shot?
No,
like,
man.
Rose Garden was like maybe like what, 60 cents on Amazon?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But I don't care. That's the first time I've asked you that question.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't care how much
Same.
money we make off that, because I knew going into it we weren't going to make money off of it. We sank our own money into it because that's what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you kind of got to go into it with that mindset of.
Well, the short film format is in like a.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's definitely not. You can't make a living off short films.
Art in general, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well,
some art.
Let's not stretch it, because
Yeah.
there are people that make movies that have a $30 million budget, and they all get paid. They pay all their bills making these movies. And I can't really say that everybody on set is necessarily an artist, or they think of themselves as an artist.
Right.
But I know, like, on the most basic level, like, when you're an artist, you want to make art, generally speaking, it's not because you're trying to commercialize yourself or like make a career out of it. It's because you want to make things that move people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that really, I know for us at least, and I'm sure you guys too, is the driving force behind why you do anything, 100%. Why you pick up a camera, or why you write a song, or go act. It's because you think that your art can transcend whatever you're doing and connect to people outside of yourself.
Yeah.
But it's also like, it's not a 9-to-5 job either. You don't look at it as a job. It's like,
no,
we're
it
always
shouldn't
talking
feel like
about
a job.
Right. Yeah.
ideas of, this would be a great short film.
yeah.
This would be a great music video.
We'll have lunch one day and it'll just start coming. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, it's not planned. It's sort of just like
True.
whatever you're thinking kind of just comes out.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's sort of just how it goes.
It's just cool. We have like-minded people that we like. I get to sit in the room with you guys, and I came up with the thing that I wanted to express, and it's like coming from a very real place, and it means a lot to me. But then it at least for this core group of people, it means something to you guys, like in some way, like you've connected to it too. So it's nuts, like when you put something down on paper and you're like, this is a story that I'd like to tell, and it's like nowhere near where it's going to end up being, but it's coming from this like core thing in me, that thing I want to express. And then I call Karl, and I call Jordan, I call Sherine, and they say yes, and they're like, I want to tell this too. It's just fucking crazy the amount of trust that goes into that in time.
Yeah, you can't understate the importance of the collaborative part of it, because I come up with ideas all the time, crazy ideas, half asleep on the couch one night, I'm like, wait, this would be a great idea for something. And then because I spend most of my days when I'm shooting things on the commercial side of it, thinking about logistics and money and all this, and I deter myself from making things sometimes because I'm like, there's no way I could do this myself. I don't want to get other people involved. And the idea dies there. It dies before it can stand, essentially. But I know involving the right people makes these things happen. It's not necessarily like you had a good idea and now there's a movie being made. It takes other people coming on and adding whatever they add to the project. Yeah. And that applies to every project everywhere. Yeah. Always. Yeah. I mean, unless you're like Jackson Pollock painting in your garage or something. Right. There's no movie making is not a singular experience. You can't just you can't pick up a camera and do the whole thing on your own.
I think any art is, you can't really be successful alone. Because someone's got to see it.
You at least need an audience.
You need an audience at least.
Yeah.
But
filmmaking is super collaborative. It just says about
and I
nature.
think going back to short films and stuff, I think all different types of, whether it's a web series, a feature, or a short, they all have different objectives. Right. A short is so beautiful that you can just put a story together, an idea, and it could be concise or very simple, or also very complex. You could fit whatever you want. And I think it's a great just entrance and gateway into growing more. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's easy for a lot of people to see. Yeah. And it's a step, another step.
For sure. Yeah. Man, you could speak on that.
No, you go ahead.
No, I mean, I think it's a place where you do grow as an artist. If you are coming to it for the reasons you're speaking about, you get to. I mean, with the Rose Garden is the perfect example. I never did anything like that before. I never worked with you guys in that capacity before. I got, you gave me a suggestion, the $20 bill suggestion, and it was trash. We couldn't use it.
It was so bad.
It was bad writing.
We were sitting in it was both of us because we both wrote that together.
For sure.
And we were just in the edit room when we were playing it. I'm just the sequence sucks. Absolutely. Dude. This is trash. Absolutely. This isn't it's a waste of time.
Yeah,
it's all that shit.
But it's something where you do grow. You do grow. Yeah. I feel like that we were saying just now, the mistakes that we made, we know not to do those things anymore.
Exactly. So it's if we did this 5 years ago, we would have left that scene in.
Absolutely.
We would have just watched it and just been this is amazing.
Right.
Perfect.
Right.
But now we're extra critical. 5 projects in, we're just oh man.
Really though, if you can't go back and watch your old work and not cringe
at least
a little bit, then you're not growing.
Oh yeah, exactly.
If you go back and you look at something you shot 5 years ago, this is the shit, bro.
This was so good. This was so good.
You have not advanced at all as a human being or an artist.
Yeah, 100%.
I rewatch my work and listen to old songs I made and look at old photography and stuff, and I'm this stuff sucks, bro.
Yeah.
Right. No,
I'm so disappointed with my past self, but knowing that I have some disdain for my old work means that I have changed at least a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even just the mindset of how you create things, that kind of approach.
Yeah.
Just changing that alone is massive.
Your taste, your style,
exactly.
Your perspective. I mean,
perspective's huge.
A lot
you
happens
need to have perspective. Yeah.
In a space, a period of time that can change you as a person, and that if that doesn't seep into your work a little bit, then
what are you doing?
You're just wasting your time.
What are you doing? What's the point?
Yeah, man.
But also working with friends means you can call each other out on your
shit.
Which is they have if no one's getting paid, we're working on it as a passion project. There's nothing I'm gonna get out of being do it this way.
Yeah.
It's I mean, purely from the heart, and it's like you listen or you don't,
Yeah.
but
Also-
there's no ulterior motives to be like, oh,
That's
I don't
true.
like that.
You get
That's
paid.
true.
Say you get paid your rate. You
Yeah.
know, like, okay, you're walking. At the end of the day, you're leaving the project. You made this amount of money. You don't have to have an emotional investment. In it. You know, you're not. Unfortunately, you know, you're not getting paid for something, or you're getting paid like just enough to cover like basic expenses. You want to make sure that every part of yourself is in there, so that way you can
Right.
pull as much out of it as possible too.
Right.
And yeah, if you know, you're working with your friends, you can be brutally honest and be like, look, like this isn't working in a different way than you would if you're just a hired gun. You're just like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm on set for today. This is my only
Yeah,
attachment to this
Yeah,
project.
yeah.
I think. Do you think? I just want to be devil's advocate. Do you
For
think
sure.
that maybe sometimes working with friends could be bad though? Because I feel like, obviously, if you have the wrong friends, you know what I mean. That
They take advantage of you.
either that, but
Yeah.
Take
also
advantage
like
of you
some
or
shit
just
can
lie
come
to
up.
you.
Some
or-
shit can still come up. You know what I mean? That's
well,
personal.
What do you mean?
That's the whole thing.
Like
though.
personal shit that comes up
Uh,
and starts affecting everything. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Having people that I've worked with that were initially coworkers and then became friends. We've talked about it too. It's like once they become your friends, it's like that added thing of they have your back.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think if you have like truly actual friends, I think they care more about that. And it's like, if I ask you to do something and we were close like that, it's, I know you have my
Yeah,
back.
they know that you're coming from a place of constructive
Right.
criticism,
Right.
not you're trying to destroy their project.
yeah.
Yeah, right,
Right.
exactly.
But I've had I have the opposite, not the opposite situation. I've had a different situation where I've had friends that I've known that I'm involved with projects with that just completely take advantage of me as a friend, and really stretch me to the point where I'm like, if you were anybody but my friend, I would tell you to fuck off right now. Like I wouldn't put up with it to the point that I have because I'm your friend.
Yeah.
Like the basically saying like, you know, there are people who they ride that fence a little bit
Yeah.
with like, hey, look, I know I've already asked you to do a lot, but here, let me ask you to do a little bit more, just because I know you're my friend and you're probably not going to say no or tell me to fuck off. And
Damn.
that's the experience I've had. Not with you, obviously.
No,
Yeah.
You guys are cool.
Thanks,
Don't worry.
dude.
Calling out,
Thanks.
dude.
But that's a bummer, dude. Because then
No,
It
but
happens,
that
man.
happens.
It's
It
a lot
happens.
more
It
than you
happens.
think. It happens a lot more often than you think.
That is one of the biggest downsides of working with friends that I've come across. Because if it was someone I didn't know or didn't have a personal interest or a personal connection with,
you wouldn't.
I
contract.
wouldn't
It's
put
like,
up with it.
yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
no, you didn't hire me to do that. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
You know?
Borders, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
My
Yeah.
friends, you bend over backwards for people you care about because
Yeah.
you care about them.
Yeah, yeah.
But to use that to your advantage over them, that's like
Right.
completely
That's-
that's scummy.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
scummy.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it runs rampant.
That
in this
happens a lot, huh?
industry. Yeah, of course, dude. Yeah.
Well, I think that's the
can.
reason
Blind to
why
It can.
I don't work with friends often. It's like usually friends come from working on something.
Right.
It's like
That's true. I've made a lot of friends.
if I
that
know
way.
we like work well professionally, then we're friends and then like we can work on stuff together.
Yeah.
But
Gotcha.
I've definitely recommended friends for stuff and then like it doesn't work out because like their friendship clouded my judgment on
Yeah.
whether
Right. I
they
can
would
see
be the
that,
best
yeah.
fit for a
Right.
job.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Because it's like
Yeah.
it's like sometimes you think if you put in like simple terms, like all right, you have your friends, you're close.
Yeah.
Like, that's why you want them to work together. You know,
Uh-huh.
let's both do this because we both maybe have similar passions. But then it's also like you could also like audition and have like a legit professional
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
and like they're gonna do the job no matter what.
Would you rather have that, like a hired gun?
I don't know. See, that's
Depends
weird.
Depends
Depends on
what
the
it is.
This is
Yeah.
depends.
Yeah.
You know,
It's completely dependent on that.
it's like
Interesting.
we're hiring like a sound person. So shout out Giuseppe if you're listening.
Giuseppe
Yeah.
Capello, baby.
No,
Giuseppe
that's our guy.
Capello.
He does sound for a lot of the
Bang,
stuff we do.
bang.
He did the
He
sound
does a
for
lot of
Rose
the
Garden.
commercial stuff. He did sound for Rose Garden.
Yeah, he does a lot of commercial.
But let's say you're hiring a sound person, and they don't necessarily have to have an emotional connection to the story. Like I feel like a DP, a director,
Yeah.
an editor, maybe, you know, just because like you don't want somebody to like robotically edit your movie and
Yeah.
just put things. You want them to kind of add something to it. But a sound person, they better just be technically proficient and like do a killer job capturing audio. They don't necessarily have to be artistic about it, other than like
They have to be good at their job.
yeah, they'd be good at their
Yes.
job. So for that, I would say, spend the money and hire a really good
Yeah.
sound person. You don't necessarily have to hire someone who like loves your script. That doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
They couldn't
Yeah.
care less about
Right.
what your script is.
Right.
But if they get good sound and it translates to really good post audio and like everything sounds good in the end, what does it matter if they cared about your movie at all? Like
Yeah.
that-
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So I think it goes both ways.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's that balance.
Yeah.
Yo,
weird
Dave,
to
could you do
think
me a
about.
favor, bro?
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Hand me a wrench, dude.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Here we go.
I didn't.
This
Yeah, I
is
wanted to
my
wait for a
job
natural
now?
segue. Do you
Can
want
number
some? You want
two.
something?
Yeah, there's only 2 of them.
2 wrenches, and then I have another foreign objects. I have 1 can of that. I haven't tried. We can split that. Whatever you want.
Which foreign object?
I've had that one.
Yeah.
Carl's
Oh, you had that one?
providing
Okay,
for
that
us,
was.
man.
Oh, that was.
That's the one I had the other day.
what's
This is
that?
better. This one's
That
better.
one, okay, yeah, that one's very earthy and dark.
Shout out Industrial Arts.
Shout out Industrial Arts, Foreign Objects, Icarus Brewing.
We love your beer.
Look us up.
Big
with
beer,
the
guys.
Drink a lot of
sponsorship.
beer, bro.
Wrench too?
I'll have a wrench.
Yeah, I'm gonna do wrench.
So what's your guys' next step for the film and everything after your when you come back
Thank you.
from Montreal?
The location,
What's
the
the
props,
Yeah.
lining the
Yeah.
script, the production breakdown, literally figuring out how to
The
film
next,
it in.
the next step is you sending me that.
I know.
script, bro.
It'll happen after this, ladies and gentlemen.
We need
I actually
some
have my
stuff.
laptop, so we can go over
Yeah.
some stuff.
Oh, good,
Yeah.
if you'd
good,
like.
perfect. I would love that if you
yeah.
guys have time.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of figured that would be
Okay.
the
Yeah,
end of
like
this is figuring
yeah.
out the logistics
I
and stuff too.
I started thinking about it earlier this week, but when I was doing trying to find locations for my short that I did way back when, it was always weird to me finding locations. And how do you guys? What's your process of thinking what would be good for
Well,
this
luckily
scene
for
or
me
this
and
kind of
Dave,
thing?
we always write in a fucking house.
yeah, we've used
which is good.
So, you
but
know-
still, there's a lot to that. Too.
Yeah,
Well,
there
there
is,
is.
there
The house
is.
is a character itself, so you
Yeah.
have to find the appropriate
I
environment.
think it's about
Yeah.
metering your expectation.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Mm.
You just don't set anything in stone until
Right.
you
Exactly.
find
Yeah.
the space,
Right.
and then you make the
Exactly.
space work. based on what-
Exactly, 100%. That's what we did with the Rose Garden. I mean, with the Rose
That
Garden,
beautiful mural wall. Do you remember
That was that was just
That
like
random fucking
that was
tropical
like
mural.
where the hell did that come from?
That was
You
amazing.
know what I mean? We didn't get that location. It was literally one of the last things we did. We had everything else done
Yeah.
before that, and I
Yeah.
was freaking the fuck out. I'm like, Dave, we don't have a fucking location, dude.
Yeah.
We went on Airbnb, so that's where we did most, and we're probably gonna go back.
Shout out.
Shout out,
Yeah.
Big
Airbnb.
shout out.
Shout out. What's his name? Keith. Shout out Keith.
Shout
for
out
letting us use
Keith.
that house.
Yeah. Homemade
Um,
soaps and shit. It
yeah.
was amazing.
Yeah, but
One of the film groups that I'm part of on Facebook, someone posted a question about finding locations on Airbnb and how do you go about doing that and making sure the homeowner is cool with it.
Yeah.
And most of the advice from people who have made a lot of movies in Airbnbs was always to just be upfront with them and tell them we're making a short film. There's gonna be 10 people there. We're gonna make sure your house is nice and clean when we leave. Don't worry about it. We're not gonna trash your place or anything. And you're gonna get some people who just straight up tell you no, you can't shoot here,
Yeah.
or they're gonna get people that are really cool about it and maybe want to involve themselves in it and
Yeah.
stay around to help organize things or
Yeah.
just completely leave you alone and they know what's going on. As long as they know you're not shooting a porno or something.
that was
I think
the
that they're
main thing.
cool.
It's
with
always
it.
the
Yeah.
main thing that I always thought of when people go on Airbnb. It's what kind of movie you making, huh? You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
but no, being upfront and just being honest and we did the Rose Garden, so now we can send that to whoever we want to, be like, hey, we literally booked this off Airbnb too, and we're trying to do another story, so it's
That's a good point.
that helps. That helps.
Yeah.
That's gonna help us a
sure.
lot. I think it'll be a lot easier this time around to get a location than
Yeah.
last time.
Nice.
But,
Yeah, I think so too.
but that guy was cool. He showed up literally the last day. I think the last hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just walked to the front door. He's like, "Hey guys, what's happening?" I'm like, "We're in the middle of a tank."
Oh, he did. That's right.
But he was like, "Okay, I'll stay back here. It's all good." I'm like, "Roll the
He
camera."
was just super curious, but he was really cool.
Yeah, and then
was a
he
good guy.
loved the final product. He emailed me.
He did?
Yeah. He saw when it went on
That's
Amazon.
dope. That's
That's
how you
Yeah,
get
we
the
gave him the
fans
link,
too,
and he
man.
was like, "Dude, this is really good, man." I'm
Wow.
like, "Cool, man." I'm glad
I
you
think
appreciate that.
presenting yourself and the production as professional and as a group of people that are going to care about the space goes a long way, because people are really there's a lot of stuff on Airbnb no parties, no gather, blah blah blah.
Right.
Yeah.
They want to make sure that you're not going to bring 30 people into their house
Yeah.
and trash their house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if you're really upfront about everything and you treat it as professionally as possible,
For sure.
you shouldn't run into any problems. And you're always going to get the straight up no's, and you just
Yeah.
gotta roll
Yeah.
with that.
Because people aren't interested, and there's nothing you can do
Yeah.
about that, so it's fine.
I would love to get us in there just a day or a couple weeks beforehand, just to just know the place.
Maybe
You might be able to do that
We'll
if you
talk.
hit
Yeah,
them up.
yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And you
for
say,
sure.
hey, we're making a short film. If you give us a space, we'd like to come and just see it real quick.
again, especially this time around, we have a body of work that
Yeah.
exemplifies literally what we're trying to do. So it's
Yeah.
hey, we're not bullshitting you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not lying to you. This
Yeah.
is what we do. This is what we're gonna do.
Yep.
We love your house. Can we please film it?
When
You know what I mean?
a couple years ago, I went to Ireland to work on a movie with some friends.
Shout out.
Big
Yeah,
shout out.
Shout out to Matt Bastos,
Shout out, Matt.
Matty boys.
Ariella, Ryan. Ryan and Ariella produced and directed together. Ariella was also in the movie. But they found all the locations on Google Maps because we couldn't obviously go scout in Ireland before we went.
Oh wow.
I came onto the project late, maybe a month before we all went there. The location we shot in a house for most of the movie too. We also shot in a pub, sorry. They found the house on Airbnb. We rented the house and we also stayed there.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they just told the people that we were going to be shooting a movie there, and they were cool with it. Given while we were shooting, in the process of shooting, we put a couple of holes in their walls, and stuff like that happened.
Yeah.
And they were cool with it. Nothing bad came of it, but it just came down to them getting lucky and the production happening in a nice way that there was no big we didn't have to jump over any major obstacles, but it just kind of, in that situation, you're kind of running and gunning a little bit. Even though it's a narrative movie, it feels like you're just shooting as things come up. Like there's a couple locations we shot on these cliffs on the west side of Ireland that you can't predict what the weather's going to be like or where we can shoot. And we actually got chased off of the set off the cliffs, the specific spot we shot in, by a farmer because we were on his land. So we had just wrapped shooting.
Wow.
And we're at the top of these cliffs, 300 feet up or whatever, and this guy comes after us with a cane. He's like, get off my land, that's just what happens when you're in that situation. But I think for most people, that's an extreme example, but for most people it just comes down to planning. You just plan everything out as best as you can, talk to the right people, be upfront, don't try and hide anything and be shady, because that will come back and bite you in the ass.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah. That applies to everything.
Exactly.
No, 100%.
Exactly.
That's legitimately
Yeah,
right.
that's a life rule. Right?
It is a life rule.
Take that to the bank, Michael. Sorry I call you Michael on this podcast all the time.
It's all
dude.
good.
It's like a
Michael.
little bit of
I always wanted to go to Ireland, man.
Oh, me too.
Cliffs, man.
Ireland is the most beautiful place I've ever been in my life.
Damn.
Honestly,
God.
I can't wait to go back. And it's cheap.
Cheap, right?
It's cheap.
Yeah.
It was like $300 to fly there. And I understand that's not cheap for everybody.
No,
I thought it was
little
cheap
trip.
considering it was my first time to Europe. I was like, what?
That
And
does sound sick.
pretty much outside of Dublin, it's the most beautiful countryside you can imagine. The people are all really nice. The little villages and stuff are all really cool and old. So the one place we stayed in an old ass house. The only thing that was open after sundown was the pub in the center of town, and that's
The
where
pub?
everybody went. They called it the community living room. Everyone just goes and watches the game,
Ew.
soccer or football.
football.
They drink one Guinness,
Oh,
and
there we
they sit
go.
there and they nurse their Guinness all night, and then they go to bed. Across the street from where we stayed, there was a 1,000-year-old church that we walked around in, in
Damn.
ruins and dark. There's more stars than I've ever seen in my life. And that's the kind of experience that I don't know, making a movie, I didn't care that it was a very low budget movie.
Right.
That I wasn't getting paid to do it because I felt so good about being in a new place and just doing something so crazy that I was willing to dedicate my time and my energy into making this thing.
Yeah.
That, I don't know. I feel came out really good.
Yeah.
For sure.
Came out last
You
week.
want to shout
so-
that out? What is it? What's it called?
It's called A Message for James. It's not out online yet, but we had a premiere for friends and family
Okay,
last week
gotcha.
at the Village East.
I think so.
Village East.
Nice.
It's not Village West, right?
I just met you. I met you there.
Some village in New York.
It's a theater downtown that
Yeah.
Ariella works at. It was a really cool experience. But
Word.
that's another situation where I wasn't really friends with everybody at first, but I got to go with my boy Matt and Kalani, who's a really good friend.
Kalani.
Shout out.
Who these frequent collaborators that I had worked on other stuff with, and we all just kind of went and just did the thing, and now we all have those memories and those shared experiences together, and it ends up it gains kind of infamy in your in your memory a little bit. And you look back on it, you're like, wow, it was so much crazier. But when you're there, you're just working, you're doing your thing, you're enjoying it, and kind of living in the moment a little bit. But,
For sure.
yeah, I'm happy about it.
When did you get what informed you into becoming a director of photography? What was the initial spark for you? If you can remember.
I have trouble calling myself a director of photography, only because most of the time.
My bad. If I
No. That's the
That's his
term.
title. He's just that's his title.
That in regards to this project, yes, I am the director.
And the Rose Garden.
And the Rose Garden. No, I was always making art.
And what's
when I was a kid, I used to. It was a lot of like drawing and I was just really into traditional art. And then it turned into photography when I was in high school.
Got you.
And then when I was in high school, I got a little camera that like shot video for the first time. It was like 2004 maybe.
Wow.
So at that point I was like, hey, like I can make videos now. I had a computer that could edit video with iMovie, and I said like, this is really awesome. I don't know how to do any of this stuff, but I'm gonna try and do it. And me and my friend, my childhood friend Brian, we made like tons of really, really terrible like movies after school every day. None of them were good. They were all really bad, but it's kind of where I learned how to like do the thing. And initially I did more editing than anything else. And yeah, I mean, throughout college, I actually wasn't even a media person in college. I did computer science stuff for a while. I thought I was going to be like a software engineer or something.
True. Holy crap.
Carl did too, right?
No. I was undeclared for 2 years, and then I went to Hobart and declared.
Yeah.
I was a comp sci major for 3
3
years.
Wow.
That's why I never saw him until like the last 2 years we were there.
I was always curious about this.
He just showed up. He just showed up one day and like put his reel on the computer. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Shooting beautiful footage.
You know what? I still have that reel up on Vimeo. Like it's private now, but I go back and I watch it sometimes. I'm like, this sucks, bro. This sucks.
Thank God, bro. Thank God you think
That's
that.
funny.
But yeah, anyway, I started meeting people. It took me a long time. I wouldn't say I was antisocial, but I was going through stuff in college, and it made me kind of like, I don't know. I just like kind of stayed in my own circle, my own bubble a little bit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I started working at our college. I started working at William Patterson.
you worked there.
At the equipment
Gear
window.
Got
window,
you, that's
baby.
right.
So I met everybody, literally everybody,
everyone.
within like one semester, and it made me just get involved in everything.
Right.
That's how I met you and Mike and you, obviously.
Who's
and,
this lady right here, man?
We had a class
Sherine.
together.
We had a class
Before
together. We didn't
even,
know
like,
each other.
Yeah.
But we had a class
I-
together.
That's
did I
where you
ever-
met.
I had
Yeah.
one class with you, I think. That was Williams Applied Techniques.
You never came
and
to
I
that
never
fucking class.
went to
bro.
class, dude. I did the midterm project, and like it was a
That was
shitty
it.
like 8-second like animation that
Yeah.
I, like bullshit in After Effects, but like that was the only time I showed up to class.
Oh,
like
that
I
class was
never
awesome.
went,
Wow.
and I got an A-. Shout
Yeah.
out Chris Williams.
Shout out, dude.
Chris was like a big. Chris got me the job at the window. So
Oh, cool.
you could argue Chris is the reason for all this stuff.
Wow.
'Cause,
Yeah.
Chris, shout out.
yeah,
That's
shout out
nuts,
Chris.
dude.
So, I mean, like, it was a series of professors kind of taking me under their wing a little bit. Like, so when I was in community college, I was still a computer science major, and I took a communications class. And the professor there, who also worked at Willie P, was Professor Swearis. I took one of his communications classes. I was like, oh, I actually kind of like this. Like, it's fun. Like, I'm learning things, and like, I feel like it relates to the art that I used to make and stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, why don't you just be a communications major? I could help you graduate next semester. I was like, what? No more calculus? You know? I was like, so I did that, and then I ended up at Willie P, and it took me a while to meet everybody. But yeah, once I did, I mean, it's been good since then. I honestly, everything I have now is based on all those mistakes I made in the past where I kind of floundered a bit
Right.
and couldn't figure out what I was doing. And I'm still not figured out what I'm doing, but I am where I am now because of those mistakes. So I think it worked out.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's still working itself out.
Still
but
working
it's-
yourself.
Still
Yeah.
working itself out.
We always are.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
I mean, I think it's cool to have friends that are creatives too, because it's like definitely an easier way to like express yourself and get through shit.
Absolutely.
Because they kind of understand versus like if you were doing something that was like less creative.
More textbook.
And yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, misery loves company too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody who does what we do essentially is like got the same, I feel has the same like,
Emotional complex.
Yeah.
yeah, we're all kind of a
Yeah.
little fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, yo,
You, all got-
everybody-
you,
It's
you,
fine.
you bring your problems to the table. Like,
Yeah.
that's-
Everybody gets it. I
yeah,
guess, you know?
yeah. There's nothing to hide or be ashamed
But
of.
I wouldn't trade this path for any, like this way of living a
Yeah.
life for anything.
I don't know. Yeah, there's really nothing else I can do.
You get to really like examine what life has to offer in a everyday kind of way. I'm not saying that like it's the way to live and everyone should do it, but I'm saying if you are called to perform some kind of art, you know, acting to me, I didn't find acting until I was in college either, and like that was the farthest cry from anything I thought I'd be doing in my life or with my life. But then when I found it, it was like it was like, I don't know, man. It made sense to me. It was the only time something like has ever made sense to me. I had a lot of trouble in school.
So funny that you say that, dude.
It's the truth.
It's so funny that you say that.
But I was never driven by anything except until I met that, and it kind of like all these things started lining up, and people started coming into my life, and then I'd feel like I was being pushed forward even further into acting, and it hasn't stopped since I was 21 years old. But I wouldn't trade this way of living for anything, because I get to just at least examine, like, through story and through like just personal reflection every day. You get to kind of chip away at the questions that you have about the world and life and shit. And I don't know, man. It's really fucking cool. I love it.
You get to play with psychology.
Yeah, you do. You do. And it is fucked up. I do find myself in pits. Like with this film, I'm taking a month off of social media. It's kind of because I want to be apart from everything and everyone. Because I think it's going to take me that to get there, in a way. And that's my way of going about it around this time. And we'll see what happens. I don't fucking know. And that's the best part about this thing too, is
You just don't know. You just don't know.
You know, you could plan and plan and plan, and then the day comes, and I don't know where I'll be.
Dude, when we did the Rose Garden, I thought you hated me for a second, bro.
Really?
On set, dude. Like, you were so quiet. And, like, I came up to you. I would, like, ask you about things, and you kind of, like, brushed me off.
No,
like,
no.
Yeah, you did, though, bro.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, you
man.
did.
That's
I'm sorry.
You were in the
baby.
zone.
I know. And,
I'm
like, you would
sorry,
lock
dude.
yourself in the room.
You were in
Like,
that
and,
zone.
like, I had to come and get you for every scene.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm a fucking diva. I'm not trying
No,
to, like, be
people. He's not a
ass.
diva. It's
I've
just,
been-
like, he
a
clearly
little
has
bit.
an approach.
I've been
A
set
little
with
bit.
actors that like you can't talk to them.
Yeah, no, me
No,
too.
like,
Me too.
It's
Legit.
such an
me too.
emotionally intense scene that they have to stay apart from everything else that's happening. All the like, all right, cut, everybody have a snack for a minute, and the actors just in the corner, just like forcing themselves to
Yeah.
like cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like
Yeah.
I get it, like, and
You
I
gotta
don't
be
fuck with that
collaborative,
because I respect what everyone's doing. I know I can't do it to kind of be so raw on command almost, and like I don't know. There's different frames of thought
Different
on
ways,
acting.
yeah.
I don't know enough about it to comment
Yeah,
on it,
yeah.
but I will say, like, I respect the hustle almost, that like you have to force yourself into a frame of mind that you might not necessarily be in
Right.
to deliver that performance. Just like how we deliver good directing, or
Right.
good producing, or
Sure,
good shoot,
100%. Yeah.
good
I mean, you guys
cinematography.
are
correct,
in it
yeah.
all the time whenever we're on set. Like, I mean, obviously we joke around and stuff.
Oh,
but
dude.
like when you guys are in the zone, you're
No,
in
when we're in the
you're,
zone, we're in
like-
the zone.
yeah.
It's not. It was
Like-
nuts to see. Like, you're saying, you saw me. Like, I saw you guys tap into that, and it was like
18 and a
insane.
half hours,
you're,
baby. 18
You're
and a
calling
half
out
hours.
everything of what we need to be doing, what's
That
going
was
on,
an easy day.
and then
It
these
was,
two
though. How
That
crazy is
was
that?
easy.
are
Well,
just
we were in the
saying
house,
words
so.
to each other.
Yeah.
And they're clicked into this different language and different
Drink
way of
waters.
behaving, and it's nuts, dude. Like, I never saw you guys like that.
Well, it's funny.
It was
because-
just
Well,
weird.
we've all also worked together. Like,
Yeah,
right.
we've,
But
like,
for me, it was the
yes.
first time, so I was just like, oh shit.
But it's funny. What was the first like narrative thing? Like, I know we've worked on commercials and stuff like,
Right.
for a couple of years
Right.
together. What was like the first like thing we did, like narrative that wasn't like, was it the Rose Garden?
the first thing we did together.
Yeah, like
Well, I
that
mean,
wasn't,
you
like-
didn't ask me to help on a bunch of your movies.
Ladies and
I had to
gents.
find out about them on Facebook.
Oh,
Ladies and gents.
okay.
God.
So I'm still a little salty.
Okay.
But no, yeah, it might have. The first thing we did together was probably the Rose Garden.
But you guys have worked on NB stuff
Right.
together.
Yeah, that's what
That's what
yeah.
he's
It's
saying.
like,
Narrative
yeah.
stuff.
But it's great because
Cliff stuff. No,
Cliff's. Oh, yeah, kind of. Yeah, you were my gaffer for sample.
Shut up.
that's that. Yeah,
That was 2016. That was a year before that. So it's great though because when we did the Rose Garden.
Thinking about it.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm thinking about, it, but it's like funny because if this was our first actual
No.
director,
We had
DP
been
thing,
Have you
independent.
guys
What?
Done Indiegogo stuff together?
I don't
No.
Dude, yeah,
Count,
that
yeah.
that thing that you were in.
cornhole, baby,
Yes!
cornhole, baby.
Oh my god!
Wanna play some cornhole?
play some
Oh my
cornhole?
god!
Yo,
I
you
forgot
want-
about
That's
that.
the kind of shit I look
Corn.
back
Well,
on. and I'm
We made a
like,
movie.
what
Bro.
the-
We made a movie in college.
48 hours?
It was the
42
summer
hours?
after. When was it? It was a 48-hour film competition.
I was like a grip. I wasn't even a grip. I was like the second grip.
You were the
You were
DP,
on.
bro.
No, I wasn't. You were.
Yeah.
I was the
Karl doesn't
DP.
remember anything.
Oh shit, bro! I don't remember that at all. Wait,
Yes.
I remember Dave being sick, and like his way of being sick was just to keep coughing.
Dave was done.
I was actually sick though, bro.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
I-
That's acting. He's a method
No,
actor.
dude. I was
Yeah,
actually
there you go, bro.
sick. No, dude. That was embarrassing. That's when they look back on. I'm embarrassed.
It's
about
really
it.
not that terrible.
It's
I
not
watched
that
it.
bad.
It's
It's
not
not
that.
that
my
bad.
shit.
I
I'm not
just
talking
Luke
about
watched
that.
Travels.
it,
No,
too.
no, it's not that
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Is that there is some really janky writing in there? Though.
It's yeah. It's,
and so we missed some shots.
oh, there were a lot of shots we missed, bro. You
There's a couple
disappeared for like no reason. Yeah,
but
but
you
again,
already are like, go play cornhole.
yeah,
Artie's
like-
yelling at you.
Yeah,
This is
like
all gonna be really
saying-
confusing to anybody
anyone who
hasn't
doesn't
seen
know,
it.
but it's
Let's just say it's something that's
it's a
gonna be
student
buried.
film. It's a funny student
It's
film.
buried.
It's
It
hilarious.
was a competition
buried.
done in 48 hours.
Yes.
Wrote, direct, like shot it, edited, submitted.
Yeah, which
All
was
things considered, it's not that
all
bad.
things considered, it was pretty
Yeah.
good.
Right.
But
But it was terrible.
yeah, it was terrible. But
I think that was the first thing. We were.
yeah,
was
I
the
think that
first
was
thing.
like the first
You had
on-set
graduated.
experience.
I graduated, but you were still in
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, you were still It's just funny because when we did the Rose Garden, like you know, we got on set and we just went,
Yeah.
and it was funny because like you know. I've never actually had like you know everything like summer review all that shit like I
Right.
directed and shot so it
you
was, like,
always
it was just
take
me.
over.
I didn't know you when I did summer review. Okay, that's my defense.
Yeah, okay, Carl.
But it was great when Jordan. I don't know. It's funny because when we were shooting that movie, it was sort of like he kind of just knew what I
Yeah.
wanted. Like he would start setting up for things that I didn't ask for.
It was
And
very
the second
weird.
the second the camera was up and I saw it on the monitor, I'm like, dude, how'd you know?
It
100%.
seemed like effortless. The way
that
you guys
helps
were
so
working.
much,
It was
dude.
weird.
Yeah, no,
It
that
was-
helps so
it
much.
was
Bro.
strange
If I
for
had,
me to
if I had to
watch.
explain every setup that I wanted, like, and he just didn't get it, like
Yeah.
in detail, we'd spend like half an hour.
Yeah.
That's what you
Frequent
get
collaboration.
from- yeah, you anticipate the other person's
Yep.
needs.
Right. He knows what I like, and I kind of know how he works, so we kind of just like that natural
Yeah.
chemistry. Just
But
like,
it'd be cool this time around. Just give him the script and then.
Yeah,
him
you know, if
work
I had the
it.
script, I mean, I'd like to get it before. I show
Ladies
up
and
on set,
gentlemen, I'm
probably.
being clowned on right now.
Yeah,
Mickey D's.
Sherine also has produced like almost everything I've
Sherine-
shot.
Shirine's a
Produced it
backbone.
all, dude.
She legit was the
So-
backbone.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
having her there to like run the show a little bit, like really like it's almost like I think all of us can just like
Focus
take
on
a
the
step
script.
back and focus on whatever our job is
100%,
because you know
dude.
that
Yeah.
Sherine is handling like all the logistics of
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, in a real way, that's what I think makes the whole production.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Having someone at the highest level, like making sure that all the other departments
Or on
are
track.
where
Yeah.
they have to be.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's so
Knowing
felt.
what is it? Are you lactose intolerant?
No, I'm allergic to almonds,
Yeah,
apples,
knowing
and
that.
raw food. Yeah.
Damn.
She knows
Food
all the
allergies. We're gonna have to
dude.
get that down
She
too.
knows all the
Yeah.
allergies. But for real, Sherine, I think like I was panicking before this
Oh
came
my
about,
God,
right? You
dude.
can attest to this
Oh,
because I
you would
knew.
not shut up about this, Mike.
But it's the truth. I was like, man, if I really.
He's right, though.
I was
He's right.
scared. I was like, man, if
Aw.
Sherine says no, like, well, I really don't know how the fuck.
I
we're gonna do
guess
this thing.
I guess we should preface it by saying I don't like talking to people. I don't like that having to
here,
make
dude.
deals and
Same
negotiate
here.
and things. I'm not good at that, and I just
hate
don't
it.
find joy in that.
Yeah.
A lot of people do. That's what producers do.
Yeah,
You know, they
yeah,
love talking
yeah.
to people. They
Yeah,
love
yeah.
For sure.
negotiating. They love making deals and shit. I can't do that. I was never good at it, and
Yeah.
I had no intention to be good at it. So when I make something, I'm sort of just like I'm thinking of what I want to shoot,
Right.
but like I never really put thought into like, oh, how are we gonna get this house?
Right.
How are we gonna get these props? You know what I mean?
Good job.
Did you spill my?
all right. It's okay.
I was
No,
just
it's coffee.
shitty quick check coffee.
Yeah.
Shout
You
out
have a
quick check.
napkin on
Pretty
you.
good.
Quick check.
But yeah, I don't like doing that stuff. So
Yeah.
like,
Well, that's why you guys want.
and you
to
shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, director shouldn't really like but
No.
like
But that's the trap that we all fall in
Oh,
with indie
man.
film
I
is
wanna
like,
talk
hey, I'm
about
gonna do
this.
everything.
Everything,
Oh
dude.
God, bro.
The last movie I made for myself that has not yet come out in 3 years. I
Come out soon.
me and Sherine did everything essentially. We had a lot of people on set helping,
there
but
too,
like
yeah.
I essentially took the helm of I was building props. Like I like
he was building props, shooting, directing. He was doing everything.
yeah, which
legitimately.
is fucking stupid.
Yeah, dude.
I know.
Like
That's
don't
what
do
I
that.
did with
mistakes
the,
that we've made
West.
that
Like
we
he did the
learned
same
from.
shit on his.
Yeah.
on
Don't
his
do
movie.
that
That's true.
because
I kind of wanted to
First
though.
off,
I don't know why.
no,
I want
yeah,
to try it.
I understand
Just
wanting to
try it.
own your ideas, but you don't leave any room
Yeah.
for.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't experiment with anything I was doing because we didn't have time to. I didn't have somebody that was running the camera for me so I could focus on directing.
Wow.
I did a really bad job directing because I couldn't connect with my actors. I couldn't tell them what they needed to do because I was
Right.
too focused on making sure that the shot looked good,
Right.
that the lighting
100%,
looked
yeah.
good,
You're in
that
focus.
the props were working, which was a lot of like I soldered like lights and I was like doing all that.
Yeah,
kind of
he
stuff.
did a lot of he did a lot of shit
Um,
for that
and, like,
movie.
I don't know. That was the hardest lesson I had to learn was like, yo, take a step back, pick a role,
Yeah.
and if it's your movie, direct it. You don't need to do everything.
Yeah.
You know, Carl, I know you shot and directed a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah,
Like,
there's a reason why the Rose Garden wasn't like that. You know what I mean?
it's a hard lesson to learn because
Yeah.
you know you want to own everything you do, and like
Mm.
having ownership over your art is like really important for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
It is.
but it's a crazy trap to fall into.
Well, yeah. In this medium, you're going to lack in some sense because it is a naturally collaborative process.
Unless you're like Soderbergh or something.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
He's also
Takes his
got
iPhone
millions of
out. He can
dollars.
take his iPhone out and just
Yeah. But at this stage in the game, if we're being real, like my instinct automatically, I'll just speak for myself. I'm not gonna speak for anyone else, but my instinct is like, this really means a lot to me. Do you guys want to be a part of it? But then it becomes like, okay, I have to find the location. I have to lock down the dates. I need to make sure that we hire the right people, cast the right person. I rehearse with that person. We're on the same page, but I'm, pushing it to happen in my crazy ass mind, right?
Yeah,
because I care about the thing.
Of course.
But you have to do this, bro. You have to for me, this is an exercise in doing this. And the Rose Garden naturally became that because everyone, I really got to get close to you guys there. When I saw you guys do your thing, I was like, I don't need to control the goddamn thing.
He was trying. He was trying for like, I think a week before, like,
I was making myself crazy.
you were like, I'm just like, calm down.
But I learned a lot from that.
Yeah, I was like, it's okay. It's okay.
Like even like people like auteurs, like Hitchcock, like controlled a lot of the production of his movies, but he wasn't literally making like props and like setting up lights. Like he just knew exactly what he wanted. And there's a difference between saying I know exactly what I want, I know what we need to get, and then actually trying to do all that shit yourself.
Stretching thin.
Right.
There is a good director should know exactly what they want.
Yeah.
There's multiple ways to make a movie, right?
Absolutely,
To skin a pig, right?
Hey, yeah.
Or skin a cat. I don't know what the fuck.
One of them.
I'm trying to
Animal
sound cool.
torture. It's one of them.
Yeah. But realistically, like giving yourself the room to be creative without over like burdening yourself with details that other people should be focusing on.
Yep.
And not being afraid to ask for help from people that
huge.
know what they're doing.
That's huge.
Yeah. So I mean that's a lesson I learned. I'm sure you learned that lesson, Karl. I hope you learned that lesson.
It's good to be informed, though. It's good to know what other people are doing, so you ask right of them, that you're not over expecting things. So it's good that like you've worked most positions on set, as have you. Yeah. So when you go to do something, you know how to do it right.
Oh, just like a director taking an acting class.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a DP should know how to fucking light something.
Right.
Yeah.
There's DPs out there that I know I've worked with and my friends have worked with and told me like horror stories, like this DP that won't even move the camera, that they won't even hit the record button.
Whoa.
Yeah, they have their ACs.
There are DPs that are so far removed from the actual process of camera stuff that they're not even DPs. They like
storyboarded. They got the shots.
Maybe not even, but not even, like, honestly. And like I don't know. From my perspective, I've literally done everything. I run sound on most of the stuff I shoot commercially. Like
100%.
And I think like there are people that are behind cameras every day that don't do anything.
That is wild, dude. I didn't know
blows
that.
my mind. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
So in that aspect, it's good to at least like doing everything on a movie. Now you know.
Yeah.
Like, the right way to do
Dip your
it.
toes get wet.
Yeah.
A
You
little bit
should.
wet,
You
but
should know what other
don't submerge yourself.
Exactly.
Right.
You
know what I
should
mean?
know what to ask your people. To do.
Exactly.
Yeah, for
Or
sure.
what not to ask them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like I run sound for my job. I shoot and run sound, and I was doing that when we did the Rose Garden. So like when Giuseppe came up to me and was asking about room tone and like does this sound right to you? Like is the fridge? Do we unplug the fridge? Stuff like that. Like that was stuff I'm like if I had never run sound before, I'd be like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
It's a fridge. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Figure it out.
Figure it out, sound guy. Like, can we do like a filter or something? You know what I mean? Like,
Figure it out,
you can
sound
do
guy.
it in post, right? Like,
Yeah.
But because I had to do that, and I work in kitchens and
You
there's,
know
like,
the
fans
deal.
and like fridges going on all
You feel
day.
the
Like,
pain, bro.
yeah, you understand like what you hear in the headphones, like
Yeah.
what they hear.
Yeah.
So like my ear's in tune with his. I'm like, you're right.
Just like I think everybody. I used to paint. That used to be my job before I started doing this stuff. Right out of college, I did painting, and it was a tough job. It wasn't as hard as like digging ditches or something.
Right.
But it was a manual job. I was like working hard and like I wasn't making as much money as I make now, and but it taught me a lot about working hard, using your body to work, and working for not enough money essentially, and I think it changed the way that I look at work in general.
Right.
And I feel the same way about stuff on set. I think everybody I think everybody should have a manual labor job at some point. They should have a manual labor job and a customer service job.
Customer
sure.
service,
Work retail
100%.
or food. I did
Yep.
both. I worked
I
at
did both
Best
too.
Buy and I worked at an ice cream shop.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like all those jobs, even though they fucking suck, they
Yeah,
taught me something
too.
about how to deal with people, how to deal with like angry strangers, like
How to
Right,
talk
yeah.
to people.
How to
in
talk
the
to
right
people.
way.
It's a very
I worked
basic
at
skill.
a sex shop that taught me a lot of things. I
Oh,
probably
wow.
He did.
yeah.
Damn.
He has a lot of
But
stories.
I will say, all these jobs before I got to the point where I'm at now, which is it's still very nebulous. I'm still figuring things out. All those little things teach you something about the job you're doing now.
For sure.
I think if everybody had those experiences, you get better at dealing with people. You get better at dealing with your friends, dealing with strangers
Mhm.
on set, dealing with everything,
Yeah.
every aspect.
Being
of it.
patient, problem solving,
Oh yeah.
all those jobs that people, don't wanna do,
knowing
but
that
yeah.
knowing that no matter how bad it is on set, no matter how hard you're working,
Yeah.
you could be working way
Oh,
harder.
Dude,
Ton
yeah,
of
you could
way
be
harder.
Yeah, you could
There are
be,
way worse
Sit
ways
down,
to
be
make
humble,
money.
bro.
Yeah,
You
dude.
could be fucking burying dead
Oh,
people.
for sure. It ain't
Fucking,
landscaping, bro. I used
yeah,
to do that.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So it's never that bad. So it's always perspective. It's,
Yeah,
you gotta
dude.
put yourself in that mindset.
Yeah.
It's always like that. It's always like that.
I'm gonna get into my
Questions.
little book here, bro.
That's a question.
Yeah,
Little
this is
black
some things I
books.
wanted to bring up with you guys, and
There we go. Oh boy.
you respond honestly or
And
lie.
we got
I'm
Courtney's
just kidding.
Courtney's
lie.
question. Don't forget.
Yeah. So I'll start with Courtney. Shout out Courtney. Welcome
Yes.
back home from Prague. I know you're
Dang.
listening. Thank you so much for the question. So Courtney asks, she wants to know, do you guys have a bucket list? If so, what is on it, and what's holding you back from doing those things? If there is anything holding you back.
So what we gotta do is everyone has to give one thing.
And Mike, we'll start with you.
If you have a bucket list.
One thing is I want to shoot a feature film
Bang.
Oh, that's good.
Can't do that right now because I'm writing one.
Oh,
You
you
are-
are
That's a
better than
start.
me, bro.
You are writing one?
That's a start. Yeah.
So wait, you're saying you want to make a feature?
Yeah.
You don't want to literally shoot one as a DP, or do you want to
So
actually?
that's all I gotta figure out still. I don't know what I want to do. All I
You're,
know
you're
is
very much
well,
like
you're
Carl.
writing
I want
it
to
right
create.
now, though.
I want to
How
write.
Jordan was.
I want to write
You want to
and
make a feature?
You have the idea. You have the story.
yeah,
Yep.
Okay, so
Okay. Yeah.
you want to direct it?
yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Would you be crazy enough to like? I want to shoot this thing.
I might. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a feature.
Did you not listen to the last
I
20
know,
minutes of
but
what we
still-
said, my friend?
I know, but still, I don't know. There's
No, I
something-
get
know
it.
a lot of
I like
people like
shooting.
that.
I like shooting my own stuff too. Like it's
Yeah.
not. It's just.
I feel like it's easy. It's not that.
I don't know, a
It's not.
feature
It's,
though, bro.
I'm not gonna. It's not easy, but
Yeah.
You know what?
I feel
a
like it's
feature,
easier
a
to-
feature breaks down to a bunch of short films.
Right.
Essentially.
Yeah.
If you treat each scene as a short film in and of
Yeah.
itself,
Chapter 1, 2, and 3.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have a good producer, a good line producer, a good UPM, like someone who's gonna like run through all the aspects of
Mm.
like the logistics of everything is the hardest part of making a feature.
yeah.
Because if you can make a short film, you can make a feature.
Yes.
It's just multiplying the work and
Yeah.
the money and the
By
time.
like 10.
Yeah.
But you can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when
It's
I
all the same steps.
When I talk about the directing and DPing thing, it's like whenever I do a film, I always storyboard it. Like, and I go detail.
Yeah.
You know, I go into everything, and I can't see myself not doing
So
it.
you
I've
sketch
never
out.
made a storyboard.
Yeah,
You sketch out
everything.
storyboards. I can't draw,
I
so
love
I
it.
don't.
I almost never make shot lists either.
Yeah, and Charles.
Really?
I didn't make one for Rose Garden.
We didn't know. I did.
You,
know.
there was
I didn't use
one.
your shot list.
Well, I told you what to set up through the shot sheet, so you did follow the shot sheet.
How's this gonna go,
you
man?
can probably tell someone's
Yeah,
gonna watch the
you
movie.
guys
Like,
gonna
I
be
could
good?
totally tell they didn't have a shot list. This shit
God.
sucks.
Literally 5 minutes ago, I'm like, he knew exactly why. He set it up exactly
No,
the
it's
way I
because we have a
thought.
deeper connection.
We have a
That's
deeper
right,
connection,
dude.
you know? We take naps together.
Is
All right,
it-
Div. Bucket list.
So you don't storyboard at all? That's not in your.
I just started doing it. We're just talking about field notes. I have a bunch of field notes that I carry around in my
Gotcha,
pocket.
gotcha.
That's good.
But I was planning out a music video that I had an idea for, and I started to storyboard it. It actually might be one of your music videos.
Hey.
Yeah.
there we go.
But I started drawing really crude storyboards, and I was like, this kind of, I like this. It kind of works. So,
Word.
yeah, it might actually
All
help me
right,
just
all
remember, because all right, let's say I storyboard, but it just stays in my head. I don't usually
Yeah.
draw.
Of course,
out.
yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know what you want, just like you're saying, you know
Yeah.
exactly what you want. You want to be an auteur almost. You want to own your work. I do that a lot, but I just keep it in my head,
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
which is like cool, bro. I have a lot of other things in my head too that take
Yeah.
that take precedent over.
So that's why
movie ideas.
sometimes like it's good to like like those things in your head, you have them there, but if you have it on a paper, you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, I
can
won't
think
forget
back.
this
Yeah,
now.
for
Oh,
sure.
okay,
Right.
cool. This makes sense. That's why notebooks.
But sometimes
are invented.
Yeah.
you always forget.
exactly.
You always forget something.
Dude,
you know what I
for
mean?
Sure.
But when
So
you
just to have it,
storyboard, you
for
literally
sure.
see the movie.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing about it.
Yeah.
is that
I'm
you
super
actually see
visual,
it,
too.
And
If
you're
you're
just
good
like-
at it, I
if
guess.
you're good at it and you actually follow and you shoot the shot that you want,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
made in that storyboard, it's essentially the movie in
Right.
picture form. So it's
Right.
like, you know, I've never storyboarded.
Yeah.
I haven't,
go.
and not that I didn't want to, but it's just I just couldn't. I tried Summer View. I did a couple shitty stick figures. I don't know.
That's fine, though.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. That's
I don't know, but
fine.
then the shot ended up not looking like that. I'm just like,
Right.
my shot looks better than this shitty fucking around. So I'm like, whatever.
It's not gonna be exact.
No, I know.
Do you I mean, we talk a lot about shots that we like, right? I mean, we've been talking about that a bit.
That I do. I use a lot.
Reference.
Lookbooks.
Yeah,
Lookbooks.
yeah. I just
love
started
doing that,
lookbooks.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
Lookbooks are
Instagram's been good for
essential.
that.
Essential, I think. I think those replace for me storyboarding. 'Cause
Absolutely.
At least
Mm.
if you kind of get the
Capture a mood.
capture the mood, capture the tone that you want,
Yep.
and also some of the composition.
right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like that alone is just, it's better than any photograph of what it's going to be is
Yeah.
better than me
Yeah,
drawing
sure.
it. So, but a lot of people do storyboard using shots from other movies and stuff.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I like using music videos.
music videos is a great example too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because nice and short, a lot of cool shots. Usually you go for
Yeah.
those really cool looking shots in
Mm.
music videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. You could just do what Ridley Scott does. He storyboards the day of.
He does. Oh, on the set.
No, on set, like he won't have a shot list. He literally will draw on his script like the day they're shooting something.
Imagine how frustrating it must be to be on a Ridley Scott.
Yeah, do like American Gangster, like Alien,
Is
or
Ridley
just like
Scott ready yet? No, he's still storyboarding.
no, he's in his trailer just right, just
drawing
doodling.
pictures, and
Yeah.
crayons.
Yeah.
Oh, he's ready. all right.
That's wild.
Yeah, I don't know. People work differently.
Shout
That's
out
just
Ridley
how-
Scott.
Shout out Ridley Scott. Shout out Ridley Scott.
Ridley
know you
Scott,
hear us?
he's the man.
Bucket list item, bro. Do you have one?
Buck, are you looking at me?
Yeah. I am looking at you. Yeah.
Do you keep a bucket list?
I don't.
I don't
So this
either.
question
Does
kind of.
anybody actually?
No.
People do.
I don't have like
People
a
definitely do.
When the
written
movie came
list.
out, people did, but
People definitely do.
Yeah, I'm sure people do.
The things you
yeah.
want to do before you die. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Travel.
yeah.
I definitely want to travel. I want to see
Yeah.
the world, man. The
What
world
would you
is
like to
so
see?
big.
It's
and
the
anything,
Vegas
dude, anything, dude. I've been in Jersey my entire life, and just like
Oh,
knowing how
what?
huge
Come
this
on.
world
What's
is.
one
bro.
specific place? If you could pick one. If you could
Well,
only
I gotta go
one.
back to the motherland. I gotta
Exactly.
Go to the
I was
Philippines.
just gonna say
Yeah.
this.
You know what I mean? I have to go, especially
Yeah.
because my brother and my dad went
There you go.
4 years
Yeah.
ago, and they were like, "You have to go."
It's important.
Wow.
They were like,
It's important.
"We're not taking no for you. You have to go.
You have
next
to
time."
go.
I'm
You
like,
gotta
yeah,
see where your people
like,
come from.
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Philippine trip.
But like, just I don't know, anywhere in Europe,
Yeah.
just
Mm.
That's
fair,
easy, dude. You live literally like.
I
You
know.
should go to like Amsterdam.
Dude, it is easy. It's
He's been
crazy.
to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
And he was telling me
After I
that-
went to Ireland, I went to Amsterdam.
Yeah, I might be going in
Because they're all
March.
It's
Oh, you
pretty-
really?
It's pretty.
Yeah.
I want to go to Japan. I know you have a lot.
Yeah,
of,
I've been a couple.
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
We're trying
Japan's
to go.
fun,
We're
man.
trying to go.
We should go.
Japan's great.
Let's go.
Your
bro.
brother lives there, right?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
stop fucking
Shout out Sebastian. I know you're listening.
You were there
Right,
for like,
shout
you were
out
there for like
Seabass,
a
love
month, right?
Yeah, around like 3 weeks.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I was living vicariously.
I
through
lived
your
there.
stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shireen, what is there anything on your
Traveling too.
Traveling?
I think we more so have like a list of places we want to go.
Where-
versus
where
things
would you
we
like to
wanna
go?
do.
What's the top first?
What would you like to go and what would you like to do there?
Well, for the longest time, we've had like a Sri Lanka, India trip that we've
Mm.
been planning for
She's-
like
she's
years
from-
now.
It's always the
From Sri
motherland.
Lanka.
The
Yes.
motherland always has to come from.
Always gotta
You were
yeah.
born in Sri
Obviously.
Lanka.
Mm-hmm.
You
How
spent
long?
a lot of time there, so
Right.
Oh, wow.
How long did you live there for?
8 years.
8
and I
years.
went-
Wow.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
And
So
have you
it's
been
not
back
like
since?
some-
Here and there
Got you.
for visa purposes.
Oh,
So it's like
okay.
always
Yeah.
stressful. It would be nice to go back to just
to
like,
relax and
Yeah.
not do anything.
because
Yeah.
it is like a fucking tropical
Yeah.
paradise. I mean,
Yeah.
not for nothing. It'd
It
probably be a
is.
pretty good place to go on a vacation. Not
Yeah.
just
Sure.
yeah. Plus, there's a lot of cool cultural stuff there. The food
Mhm.
is bomb.
Oh,
Food,
really?
I don't know if
yeah,
y'all have
yeah.
ever had Sri Lankan
I've
food.
never
It's
had it.
Amazing.
What would that consist
Go
of?
to Staten. It's,
What's
we'll
like the
go to
dish?
Staten Island.
it's
I'll
like
take you there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Never a
It's
rap
kinda
party
like-
there.
Yeah.
I want
it's
to go.
kind of like Indian food, but like a lot more seafood and
Mhm.
like less intense spices. It's just really good.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
Fruity.
It's so fucking good. There's fruit in it. Yeah, there's pineapple. I don't know. It's really good.
Yeah.
I'm so bad. at
They took
describing it.
me-
It's
I'm
okay.
hungry now.
It's okay.
It's curry and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's delicious.
Yeah.
They took me to Staten Island to a Lankan place, and it was a blast. It was a great time.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Great food. It was
I'm
great
going.
food, dude. I think you'd like it.
I'll bring Lena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
I took like most of my friends there, and like no one's hated it yet.
No one's hated it.
Yes.
So
I've never had it.
hated
I've
it.
never had
gotta
Sri
go,
Lankan
man.
food.
We'll
Better
go.
open up.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Get
to
off
open
the
up.
turkey
I'm ready.
sandwiches, Dave.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on,
Your
bro.
Get off
No,
the
Yeah.
turkey.
There's no
and peanut
bread. It's
butter.
just turkey.
Salt,
It's
bro.
just
Yeah.
turkey.
Yeah.
You know, the salt is in
Yeah.
deli meat.
All that sodium.
Yeah, it's not good for you.
Pre-sliced
What about you,
onion.
Jordan?
I was gonna say travel too, but you guys stole my fucking.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, come on. I mean, how can you not? It's
Let
on,
the
man-
it's on
let
everyone's
the
bucket
man-
Especially if you
Yeah.
haven't.
you don't.
Traveling
I mean-
is like number one. Man,
Well, we could.
for
What? So
sure.
you said Philippines. You said Sri Lanka.
Well, I think realistically, I'd end up being in Europe first before the Philippines. Philippines, just because it's very not expensive, but like it's a very taxing. It's an 18-hour plane ride.
Yeah,
like,
it
you know what I
is.
mean. You have to plan
Yeah,
a long
dude.
time.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
nothing. Europe, you can just go in like a couple hours. You know what I
Italy
mean?
was like 8 hours.
Yeah.
It's a lot, man.
It's a lot, but it's
So
not that
fun.
much.
No, it's not
compared to
Another
Asia.
reason to go to Ireland, dude.
Yeah.
Super close. Well, relatively close.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Easy
man.
flight.
Well, you're going to
Easy flight.
Montreal, so you're going somewhere.
It's practically
Canada, yeah.
Europe.
It's
Yeah.
like little
Montreal,
Europe.
for
Europe.
sure.
It's North
It really
American
is.
Europe.
It
It's
really
literally
is.
what we
For
described
sure.
people the first time. Yeah.
The signs were all in
Arrête.
French.
You guys
Stop
were
signs.
testing each other last night?
What were we
Your
doing?
French quizzes?
Oh yeah,
Doing French
Everyone's on
quizzes.
Duolingo trying to catch up.
Yeah.
before we go to
Well,
bed.
Yeah.
last time I went, I tried to talk to a girl in French, and it did not.
Oh my god, that happened
What'd
to
you
me
do, Karl?
too.
What'd you do?
I
Oh
said
my
I just wanted to
God.
say my name. I said like, what is it? Je m'appelle.
Yeah.
Je m'appelle Karl. And I don't know. I think I said something else that I thought was French.
pissed.
And, like I guess it wasn't.
Yeah.
And she laughed. Like she like turned to her friend, and they like did that whole thing.
They
It was
laughed.
like-
They laughed in French. At me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was really drunk, so I'm like, oh.
I did that too. I went when I was 20. It was before I met Lena, and I approached a girl, and I didn't realize that she didn't speak English. I was like, "Hey, what's up? Is there a nice place to go around here at night or whatever?" I don't know what I said. She just looked at me and just smiled, and I was like, "So,
So
Yeah.
that place.
She smiled in French. I guess.
yeah."
Yeah.
And then she tried to speak English like brokenly, and I was like, "This isn't gonna work out." So I'll just take a
But I
hike.
mean, yeah. I mean, she didn't laugh at you and
Yeah.
went to her friends and like, oh, let's make a joke out of this guy.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
that's what I
it was
got.
still embarrassing, but it wasn't that embarrassing. Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing.
Yours is a pretty tame story.
Yeah.
I was humiliated.
Oh,
And
don't
then he was gone. I don't know where he went.
You just left.
Well, no, we were at this,
left
this
him
music
alone.
festival, and
Oh,
like we
yeah.
separated for like a solid 30 minutes. We were away from all. Like it was me, him, and our friend Felix. Shout out Felix.
Shout out.
Just dancing in a corner.
Yeah, and Felix is just a
Hours.
dance
He was.
machine.
No, he wouldn't stop dancing.
He wouldn't stop dancing for 8 hours. Me, I was dehydrated. I had too many vodka Red Bulls.
No
Like it was
surprise.
just like
Yeah, we were drinking a lot of
a lot of
Red
vodka
Bulls.
Red Bulls.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's all they really
Bad
had.
time.
And I separated from them for a while, and that was interesting. It was very interesting. The most interesting 30 minutes of my time there. I'm like, what is happening? And getting laughed at by like the natives. I'm just like, holy shit,
Yeah.
I don't belong.
You felt isolated.
Like,
Yeah,
where's
you're a stranger in a stranger land.
Yo,
Yeah, man.
That's honestly the craziest feeling. Like when I went to Japan,
You
it's
feel
like,
that.
I'm the odd one out,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
it feels so
Oh, yeah,
weird.
dude.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that's how everyone feels when they come here.
But your brother lives there, right?
Yeah,
How long has he
but
lived?
still, when I'm alone, I'm like,
Oh, I'm sure when
I
you're
don't know
alone.
what's
But,
going on,
but has
yeah.
he not felt that like when
he still feels it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Where does he live?
he lives in Osaka.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
My cousin lived in Osaka for a while, but he was in the Marines, so I think he was
Right.
surrounded by other Americans.
Right,
the
right.
whole
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So
you can definitely survive there. American.
I watched
English.
a ton of videos on YouTube about going
Yeah,
to Japan.
my one buddy. We actually had him on the podcast. Eric.
Eric Abroad.
Eric
shout
Abroad.
out.
He does a lot of like IRL live streaming right now. But yeah, I used to like that's how I developed an interest like going over there, just watching like videos and stuff.
Mhm.
I love it. It's great. You guys should definitely go.
How would
We're
like to-
trying, man.
Yeah.
we were thinking about doing that like a year
Well,
ago.
tell them why.
Well, because I have a song.
Uh-oh.
Anyone doesn't know I'm a musician.
Shout out.
Damn.
What's
Shout
the
out Color
name?
Science.
Color
Color
Science.
science.
Yeah.
Shout out Color Science on
Al-
iTunes.
Al-
I actually
out.
haven't made a post about
The
that.
album.
Yeah, you haven't.
Yikes.
What haven't you, dude?
Album's out.
Where's the rollout?
Well, now you can
Roll
plug
it
it
out.
on the plug it in
Play
the
a
show
song.
notes,
Play a
Mikey.
song,
Jesus.
dude. We'll play a song.
We don't have to play a
Alright.
song.
We'll,
That's
we'll
not
enter it at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
It'll be
And
the
you can
outro
lip sync
skit.
to it.
You can lip sync while-
The
Yeah,
outro
sure.
song. It'll be the outro.
Yeah, it'll be the outro.
Well, it's the outro to the album, which is funny. It's called Midnight in Tokyo. And like, we had this
Hey.
idea. We were drinking heavily one night, and he was like, "We need to do a video for this song in Japan."
Oh,
Well, the
There
joke
you
was
go.
like, what if we just went to Japan?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what if we literally just went to Japan and just filmed whatever, like just whatever,
yeah.
like on a street
Just
corner.
make a video while we're there.
Yeah, make a video
Yeah,
while like go to
yeah.
Japan first, but like also make a video while we're there.
Right.
There you go.
Right.
And he was like, "Do you know anyone?" He's like, "You got to get in contact with people who like know Japan." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "I don't know."
Hey man, my brother's out there. He does videos.
Well, I saw your story for 30 days. I'm like, "Yo, Mikey,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's good with
my
your
brother's
brother?"
out there. He can help you guys. Show you
Sebastian,
places,
hit him up.
stuff like that.
Sebastian.
He's
He's
listening.
volunteering you to
Yeah,
be a
like,
producer
if he's
now.
interested,
Sebastian's
he'd be our
right now,
fixer.
He's sleeping right now. He's gonna wake up and listen.
He's
to
gonna
this
be
and
like,
be
this
the first one to listen to
motherfucker
this
is
all
like,
the
who
time.
is this kid who wants to
offering
do
my
music video?
services to
Yeah, right.
strangers.
I know he wants to do more video stuff, so that'd be dope.
It's a beautiful
He'd be
spot
down.
for me.
He'd be down.
Hell yeah.
Hey, we got a little plan
There
happening.
we
here.
go,
got it.
man.
We
Fuck
fantasize
this
about
movie,
it
dude.
all the time.
We're
You are
going
here.
to Japan.
Episode
I
32.
mean, we're going either way. It's just.
Yeah, we're gonna go either way.
Yeah.
But
I do want to go there.
am I gonna bring a
Yeah.
camera or not? I
Right,
don't know.
right, right.
What's happening?
Right. Do you have the room?
Do
in
we
your
have the
luggage?
PAL setting? 25
Yeah,
feet.
20.
You got
But
anything
those,
else,
those
Tom?
Was that a-
Asian those
Yeah.
Asian chargers.
Yeah, those crazy. Yeah,
Special adapters.
yeah. You can't use the 220 volt or whatever we have.
Yeah. That's
120,
annoying.
240.
120, 240. Yeah.
Another question for you guys.
It's gonna be the last
You
one.
can lie again, or you can be truthful.
I'm not gonna.
And I'm looking at you, dude.
I have no reason to lie. You are beaming me with those
Whoa.
eyes, my
Staring
friend.
at you, bro.
All right.
Finally, not
Hit
me,
me.
dude.
What is
Uh,
your favorite film?
You asked me this the last time I was on.
Well,
I couldn't give a straight
Yeah,
answer.
yeah. So now I want an answer.
Do I have to go first?
I don't even know if I watched
Whoever
that film. You
wants.
told me.
Whoever feels
You told me
compelled.
Big Fish.
I didn't tell you Big Fish. He told you Big Fish.
I listened to that episode a couple weeks ago.
You know what's so funny? You and someone else was like, "Yo, I listened to your." I'm like, dude, that shit was like in the Windsor, bro. Why are you just listening to that now? You're
Yeah.
mad behind. They're like 30.
It's
episodes
frozen
deep.
forever in time, dude. You can listen
It
whenever
is.
you want, guys.
At
You could
least
go
the-
back in time.
Yeah.
It's a podcast.
Favorite film, dude. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It changes because like the movie
It could
that
be-
I'm in,
yeah.
like
Recent.
this.
How about
I don't know. I haven't
today?
watched-
If you had an
I-
answer.
Oh, I have one. Recently,
Yeah, recent.
Good Time.
Good Time is
Ooh, Good Time is really good.
fantastic.
Good Time is the
Really
best
good.
movie that has come out in years.
Love
Yeah,
Good Time.
was fantastic.
Why'd you love it so much?
It's fucking awesome.
What compels you to love
Because first off, it's about New York, and it's about real people
Yes.
in New York,
Yes.
not about like fake New York.
Yes.
It's like Queens. It's made by people who do what we do.
Safties?
They're like real people.
Shout out.
You got me on that.
Love them.
It looks amazing. Like, and by amazing, I mean it looks fucking crazy. It's like
It was shot
gritty.
really well. Yeah, it was shot
It's
really well.
the
Super
lighting
raw.
is crazy. I mean the cinematography is just ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
it's just in your face. It's like visceral. It sticks with you.
Yeah.
The acting is wild. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I've seen it like 4 times. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels, you know what? It feels amazing but accessible. Like it feels like something we could all make. And I think that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
As a filmmaker, as someone who makes, indie movies, I guess, is like, I feel like that's like a goal we can all set
Right.
for ourselves.
Right.
Is
Absolutely.
a movie like that. That could be a feature we all do.
Right, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Absolutely.
And so in
To
that regard, it
accomplish.
seems almost inspirational. So
For
I see it's
sure.
not an inspirational story at all, but the content of the film, the way they made the movie, and like I don't know,
Yeah.
like I've like talked to people who worked on the movie and stuff. I'm friends with a couple people on Instagram and stuff, and it just doesn't feel like they're on another planet from
Yeah.
us. They're not in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They're like real people
The
who work on
locals,
movies.
dude. Yep.
And just everything about it has inspired me.
I think the Safties too they were freelance filmmakers, and they also did commercial work.
They've done a ton of like random stuff.
Yeah.
They-
And then they would save up and do a feature once in a blue.
Their stuff
Yeah.
that they do, they're very art house, but
Yeah.
in like in
the best way possible.
yeah, in the best way
Yeah,
possible.
for sure.
Like, yeah.
I wonder what the budget was for that.
I don't know, bro.
Not
lot.
much.
Almost nothing.
Probably nothing.
Would you
yeah.
say you liked it because it's based in New York? Like more? Because you could.
I liked it. It definitely added to it because it feels like it doesn't even feel like New York. It feels like
Yeah.
it could be in Jersey too.
Yeah.
It feels like the New York that we all know, not
It
the
ain't pretty. in New
movie
York.
New York. No, it's
Yeah.
not pretty.
Yeah.
It's,
Just that
it's
urban,
nasty.
urban
Yep.
grit house.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
fucking looks like it was shot in like February
Yep.
in Queens, which is like
Yeah.
the
Dead.
worst fucking time to live here.
Yeah.
The worst time.
Yeah.
I
What?
just thought what I thought you were gonna say.
What's that?
Eternal Sunshine.
Oh,
Well, Eternal Sunshine is my favorite movie overall.
dude,
Okay.
for real.
And that's like very cliche. I'm sorry. I'm an
Shake
art
my hand
boy.
real quick, because that was really.
He loves.
I
Yeah.
love that fucking.
Dude, okay,
movie.
Dave loves
That's
these
like-
movies.
We saw it.
Yeah.
We saw it in 35 mil at Lincoln Center.
Yeah.
It was great. It
Yeah.
looked like shit though. It looked like shit.
Of course.
Really?
Well, no, because it's
35
they shot it on. I feel like
They
they shot it. They shot it on 35, but it looks like 16. It looks like gritty and like
Yeah.
just rough, and it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
so good on film. I saw it projected in 35. We saw it,
Yeah.
but that's my favorite movie. Michel Gondry is a fucking genius.
Incredible.
But I mean,
Charlie Kaufman writer. Shout out.
Michel Gondry also, his stuff also seems accessible. If you ever watch Michel Gondry's music videos,
I've never seen.
he did music videos for Radiohead, Beck. They're all like really cool ideas that like we could do.
Right.
And if you look at the up and coming music video directors right now, like on YouTube, they're all like, a lot of the really good ones are all taking cues from people like Michel Gondry.
Yeah.
So I think it's like almost like a no-brainer to say like this stuff is culturally relevant even now, even though the movie came out 20 years ago.
Yep.
or whatever. probably almost 20 years ago.
Wow.
2000,
It was like 2004,
2004?
2003, 2004.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Still culturally relevant because Michel Gondry as a director is still so influential.
Yeah. Very
So
awesome.
those are my two
Yeah.
all-time favorite movies.
Can I go to the bathroom before I answer this question?
Oh,
You
really?
gotta
broke the
think a little
seal.
bit.
I know I broke the seal.
Oh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, do your
Yeah.
thing, bro.
There's an open.
go ahead.
I'll be
Yeah.
back. I'll be back.
just
2
drop
minutes,
the
guys.
mic, dog.
Drop,
2 minutes.
just
Drop
leave the
the
mic
mic.
there.
Now we can talk smack.
Carl.
Carl's a fucking asshole.
Real, bro.
Sean, what's your favorite movie?
Yeah. If you had
I don't know.
to
That's a
pick
hard
one.
question.
I think
Recent, if it's something.
I don't know. I don't think and of all, it's probably Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Wow.
Oh.
Love that movie.
Really
Yeah.
good.
movie?
Mm-hmm.
I love that
I like
movie.
the book
The
too.
book was like prolific.
But
for
I was
teenagers.
Yeah.
just thinking about it. I think I like it as much as I do is also because it's based in New York and it's familiar to me.
Wow.
That's crazy. Yeah.
You know what's crazy about that movie?
Yeah.
Same guy who wrote the book, right? What's his
Yeah.
name?
I don't know. I know where you're about to say.
The guy who
but
wrote the book
Yeah.
wrote the script,
Uh-huh.
directed the movie.
Oh shit.
I think what are the
Wow.
chances of that happening, right? Like you write a
Yeah.
book that you're really deeply emotionally
Then you
attached
gotta
to.
translate it to a script.
Everybody
Yeah.
loves it. Teens all over the world like relate to it. It's a good story. It's a great
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And then you get to make the fucking movie about your like from your book. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
I
That
don't
is
know, I think
incredible.
it's
That's a
Yeah.
great movie. That's a good choice.
If-
That movie messed me
yeah.
up.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's one of those.
why do other like artists? I think like we're both. I consider us both artists. You
Yeah,
guys are
for sure.
artists.
Yeah.
For sure.
Why do we gravitate towards movies that make us hurt? Like I don't.
Yeah.
That's such a great point, dude.
Because like Eternal Sunshine's a fucking sad movie.
Yeah.
It's a sad movie. It makes you like. It I don't know if you relate to the characters at all, you feel that emotional like turmoil that
Yeah.
they're all experiencing, and that the whole theme of like repetition, like you always repeat your mistakes. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, and that's like
Yes.
so real. Like, we
Yes,
all do,
dude.
and that's like something we all do. But like as artists, we like you're in this perpetual loop of just like I don't know. I personally to create, I always unfortunately you romanticize depression a little bit, but you create better when you're in that state of like vulnerability and
Yeah.
just like depression like kind of motivates that. And Eternal Sunshine's a depressive movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it.
So is Perks
Yeah.
of Being a
Yeah.
Wallflower.
Absolutely
It's
it
a
is.
fucking sad movie.
I think
Yeah.
it's like those kind of stories. They strike on such a human thread. Like there's the thing that Sunshine deals with so well is like there's slivers of life in it, like the exchange that those two have when it, I think they're in between the sheets and she's disappearing from underneath the sheet and he's saying like just stay here just for, please like one more moment or something like that, and like everyone's felt that. Everyone's felt the repetition of things and like making the same mistakes over and over, and that it deals with it in such a creative way through a lens that like I wouldn't think of it that way, but then when it's shown to me like, oh, what if posing the question like, what if you could erase this person from your life?
One other reason that movie's awesome, sci-fi.
Oh,
Soft sci-fi, but sci-fi can be so much more than like aliens
Aliens.
and
Oh my
explosions
God,
and
bro.
like think about how much of like a precursor that was to things like Black Mirror.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
San Junipero, baby. San
Junipero,
Oh
baby.
man,
Sci-fi,
Yeah.
but it's about people.
yeah,
It's about
Relationships.
emotions. It's
Yeah.
about wanting to go back in time. It's about wanting to do things the right way.
We've all
whatever.
felt that.
It's about dying. It's about losing
Yes, yes.
people.
But through a creative lens like
But
that.
it's about
sci-fi.
it's a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Not fucking like VR and all that.
Yeah,
Eternal Sunshine is a sci-fi movie.
yeah,
People
yeah.
don't ever want to admit it, but it is. It's a sci-fi movie that deals with real shit.
Absolutely. Yeah, that technology ain't out, but
So
if it
it's proof-
was,
it's proof
dude.
that you can take those ideas
Yeah.
and make them human
Fuck
in a way.
yeah, dude.
So that's why I like that.
Yeah, I
Go
love
ahead,
it
Carl,
for
why don't you
sure.
tell us what
Great
your
movie.
favorite-
Can I get another beer?
Yeah.
Beer me before
You want
You're
to cut
fucking-
the pee again?
Jeez.
and maybe I don't know. Like maybe half.
Well, you got to give us the answer, and then we're wrapping up.
What? How far are we?
It's been an hour 30 minutes, boy.
Has it really?
Yeah.
You should make this a two-parter.
Yeah,
this would
be a two-parter, dude. This is exactly what happened last time.
We're gonna meet him next week.
Well, we got to get you again.
I know. 30 episodes down the line. The movie that I was telling you, I guess recently is my favorite movie, just because I've watched it. I don't
Yeah.
really watch a lot of movies right now.
Yeah.
But the one that I tend to like put on at night, like when I'm like going to bed, Columbus.
Oh, love Columbus. Dude. Have you
Oh,
seen it?
Columbus, yes.
It's on Hulu. It's John
You seen
Cho.
Columbus?
No, what the fuck is that?
Fan.
Check it
You
out.
haven't told
Wait.
him about, dude.
Columbo?
No, not Columbo.
Columbus. I'm sorry.
Columbus.
Columbus.
It was made a couple years
I'm
ago.
surprised you haven't seen this.
Dude, like I equate that film to like
Wait, is it the
You
one?
watched it. You watched it.
You
I
watched
did.
it. Oh, so you
yeah,
watched it.
word,
Yeah.
word, yeah.
that to me
Really
is
good.
like it's like a bowl of like chicken noodle soup. It's just like so comforting, and I
Yeah.
just love putting it on. Like I don't even have, like I've watched it maybe 4 or 5 times, but
Oh, I mean, I have, see, when you ask
Yeah.
me my favorite movie, I have categories. My favorite, like,
Yeah.
feel-good movie, Wayne's World.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah.
know my, like, favorite movies. Like,
Right,
yeah.
right, right.
If
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
to feel sad, it's, like, Eternal Sunshine.
Yeah.
right,
If
right,
I want,
right.
like, an action movie, I don't fucking know, dude. Like, you know,
Mad Max.
yeah, Matt, something like that.
something's
Yeah.
great. Yeah. But yeah, no, recently,
Columbus right now.
Columbus. I've been on that movie for a couple months, almost a year now, because I
Right.
saw it last year,
Right.
And then I was floored by it, and then I ended up just like I just put it on every now and then when
Yeah.
I feel down, and I don't know, man, something about that.
It's so
There's
good.
something I remember I was heckling you
did
like
watch
to go
it.
watch it,
Yeah.
and like you never did.
I did my homework, dude.
Yeah, you did your homework.
Oh.
I showed you the one scene when we rewrote the script for,
Yeah.
for the horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about people who want to make like happy movies just to kind of mentally check
side
out
note.
from time to time.
Sure.
Side
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have a friend from William Patterson from our college that essentially like his brand has always been when he makes his short films, and even when we were in school, he always made movies that were like different. So he made a historical fiction movie about the Civil War. He has made a lot of like random like funny movies.
Mhm.
He's making a movie right now. I think it's still being crowdfunded. That's about cavemen.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And one of his reasons, like
Totally fire.
he had been through some pretty serious personal stuff the past couple years, and his description on Indigo, I'm not just making this up, was that he went to a student film festival right after this really bad personal event happened. He lost somebody close to him, and the whole student film festival was like really serious movies about death and drug
Right.
abuse and like all this
Right.
stuff, and it made him feel worse.
Right.
And then the last movie that came up was something really funny and lighthearted. And he's like, oh, I feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm leaving this thing feeling better. And he's like, I want to make movies like that. So he's like, I want to make a fucking movie about cavemen
Yeah.
discovering fire.
Wow,
Like
wow.
something simple. And I think there's something to be said about people who make movies that are meant to make you feel good.
And
Absolutely.
I think that's why
Yeah.
we like Wes Anderson films so much. It's
Oh
like
man.
Yeah.
something
well,
serious,
well,
but it's also like Moonrise Kingdom, which is
those
like
their movies are pretty. His movies are pretty
lighthearted.
depressing.
I mean,
too.
Royal
but
Tenenbaums
in like
really,
oh yeah,
really
super
depressing.
depressing.
Super depressing.
But it's
At the
funny.
same
too.
time,
It's funny
yeah.
and it's shot comically,
Isle
and
of
the
Dogs.
outfits are
Exactly.
outrageous. The set
Yeah,
design.
favorite director, Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson's
Without a
awesome,
doubt.
man. He's,
Yeah.
he's the
Yeah.
best. He's
Wes-
the man.
Without a fucking
He's the
doubt.
man. He-
Rushmore would be my close second after Eternal Sunshine for favorite movies ever.
Gotcha.
But because the same reasons. You want a movie that you can watch that makes you feel a certain way over and over again. I mean, it's hard to do that. You know,
Yeah.
you make a movie that connects with people, that tells a human story but is still entertaining.
Yep.
Isle of
Yeah.
Dogs
Right.
is so good. I think that would be my favorite.
I have
as of
not seen that
recent.
yet.
Isle of
I have
Dogs?
not seen Isle
Oh,
of Dogs.
dude.
So good.
Only because
Amazing.
like there's a character with freckles, and like there was someone on set who had to draw like a million freckles because
incredible.
it's like the top
if
half
you-
and the bottom
if
half
you
of
just
their
think about that,
faces
yeah.
Wow.
go together to like animate what they're saying.
Right.
So
Right.
So there was someone on set who literally just painted freckles.
The technical achievement,
Yeah.
is alone
Unreal.
is fucking unreal.
I think that was a great movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Watched it on the plane.
Damn,
That's
best favorite director. That's a good question. Favorite director? You got one? Favorite film? Favorite director?
I always go back to Edgar Wright.
Oh yeah,
Edgar
you
Wright's
love
great.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah.
He's a great
Wait,
guy.
Yeah, really good.
Pre-Baby Driver, Edgar Wright?
Yeah.
Because Shaun of the Dead.
Baby Driver's my favorite, so I know.
Do you not like Baby
It's
Driver?
fine.
Is this
Not
favorite?
at all?
Is this
It's
favorite?
fine.
I don't know, not
Okay.
not at all. But come
Compared to his
on. Scott Pilgrim.
Okay, well Scott
Pilgrim's
is-
a
yeah.
like
Did you
a-
watch that?
an
His early,
achievement.
Yeah, that's a milestone, I think.
Oh
Yeah.
my god! But
Scott
Shaun of the
Pilgrim.
Dead was what got me.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead,
he's
but
a
Scott
shit.
Pilgrim is a perfect movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a perfect adaptation of a comic. It is like the best comic movie I think ever made.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah.
Because it still feels like a comic. It feels like you're reading a comic.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I don't know how he did it. I don't
That's
know how.
another one of those comfort movies that I love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Scott Pilgrim's
for
easy.
I
sure.
put it like
Yeah.
during the
Easy.
holidays. I just put it on.
Throw it on.
bro.
Yep. Yep.
Bowl of soup, dude.
Oh, dude, It's a Wonderful Life. You ever go back?
Mm.
I haven't watched Wonderful Life.
Woo!
That's a tough movie.
I love that.
It is a
movie, dude.
it's a very rough movie.
It goes again with feeling pain and like why is
Yeah.
it?
How much
because
pain?
you
You know
know
how
what?
much pain do you want to feel? and
No,
how
but
much
it's-
I
fun
don't
it
do
is?
sad.
it
I don't
wakes
do
me
sad
up.
movies on Christmas, man.
Right.
I do Christmas Story. I do
Grinch once in a while.
the Grinch. Yeah, the Grinch.
Grinch is
fucking
good.
Dope.
Grinch is dope.
Home Alone.
Christmas Vacation,
Christmas
Oh, yeah,
Vacation,
we
classic.
always-
classic.
Yeah.
Jelly of the month.
Chevy.
I don't know, man. It's hard for me to do the sad Christmas movies because I'm already sad enough around the holidays, for personal reasons.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Right.
hey,
Let's just double down.
I don't know if I want to watch a sad movie.
Yeah. Fair.
But
I just
understand
love-
how culturally significant.
I just love that
is.
movie,
It
man.
makes me fucking sad.
American Gangster is my
Yeah.
holiday movie.
Bedford Falls, dude. American
There
Gangster.
we go.
Gangster, baby.
I don't know.
Frank Lucas, baby.
For director, I think I'd pick Linklater, dude. I love Linklater.
I know you're
I
gonna
do.
grow up to be him.
I know it's such a weird answer, but I love him. I love him.
It's
I love
not
the
a
way he
Weird
deals with
answer. He's
time.
made some really great.
He's-
I love the way he
done some
deals
great
with time,
projects,
dude.
yeah.
The way he uses time in his fucking
The
films, I think
Before
is fucking
series,
incredible.
I have the whole thing.
I haven't
Like,
seen any of those.
They're great.
Oh.
You should watch them. They're great.
I know.
I'll let you borrow them. I have the whole.
I don't
Yeah,
have
the
a
trilogy?
DVD player, friend.
Oh, I'll get you. We'll get
I
you
We
one.
watch-
have
no,
one. It
stream
just
it.
takes a while to set up.
Stream it.
Put it on the Plex, bro. Put it on the Plex.
Oh, yeah. Shh,
Oh.
shh, 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 shh.
I have Plex too.
I don't steal movies.
Plex isn't a stealing thing. It's just a streaming.
Oh,
Carl,
Netflix and Hulu only.
It's on Netflix, ladies and gentlemen.
Disney Plus.
A Scanner Darkly might be.
Plus.
But,
Disney
Disney
Plus.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up with one more
You got
question.
anything else?
Last thing, yeah.
Alright.
Fears going into I'll meet you there, the next project, and hopes.
oh God, dude,
One-
that's
one
a
each if you
loaded
can.
question, bro. One of each.
Yeah, if you can.
So what is? What
And
is
it's a
it?
rapid fire.
And it's a wrap. He might put you on a
What
clock.
is it? Hopes and fears.
Yeah.
Fears. We're underprepared.
Okay.
We kind of go in not knowing things.
Yeah.
As much as I like to just, live in the moment, I also love to prepare. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And we talked about that for 30 minutes, is preparing before.
Yeah.
So my biggest fear is that.
So we'll get Jordan the script.
Yes.
That'll happen in
Ugh,
5
step
minutes.
one.
Once you hit stop on this,
Cool.
it'll be
Cool,
literally,
cool.
it'll happen that second.
Cool.
But, no, I guess for me, it's sort of like, I think the biggest fear, and it kind of is, it's not only for this movie, but it's for everything that I do, are people going to get it? The worst
right.
thing, I would honestly prefer people to be like, yeah, it didn't vibe with me. I prefer that answer as opposed to
Absolutely.
like, I don't understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
That's the worst answer you can get. Because at least if someone doesn't like it,
Uh-huh.
they understood what you were trying to go for
Right.
and they said, you know what? It wasn't for me.
Right.
But if they couldn't make that judgment call, like it was good or not good,
Mhm.
that sucks, dude.
Does
That
suck.
sucks. Like it means I didn't do my job. I didn't explain things clearly. I didn't lay things out the way I was supposed to.
But you're not making like an art film. You're making.
I'm not,
You're making
but-
a drama. Like it's pretty relatable. I don't.
Yeah,
think
that you think, but like I don't want people to just watch it and be like,
It's not like you're gonna have like shots of like rotting meat or something.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I might take an Andy Warhol approach to it. I don't know. Like put some Campbell soup cans.
I
I
think
don't
it'll
know.
be okay, dude. I think
It'll be
they're
fine.
gonna
No, but I guess yeah. I mean,
Sorry to interrupt.
no, it's fine. Just the underprepared. It's just not. As
Hmm.
a director, you're supposed to be the one
That's reasonable.
ushering everyone.
man.
And it's a natural fear to just not
Yep.
live up to that expectation. Hopes.
Absolutely.
I mean, dude. We've got killer crew, dude. Like we've
Yeah.
done it before. We'll do it again. We'll do it better.
All-star crew.
That's
There we
just
go.
that was my approach
There we
to the whole
go.
thing. It was like if we're literally assembling everyone that we had before,
right.
it's only gonna be better.
Yeah.
And if it is worse, that's on me. You know what I mean? So it's not like no, it is. It is. It's on me if it's worse. But
Totally your fault.
yeah. But but 99% chance it won't be
Yeah.
because I smart and I learn.
Faith, bro. I got so
guess.
much faith.
I guess yeah, but that kind of sums it up.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
fair, man.
What about you guys?
Your hope had a fear attached to it.
It kind of did.
That's
right?
such a Carl thing.
That's such
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm
How about you,
with you.
Sherine?
I mean, doing my job, that's kind of the fear. My job is to like make sure that things go right.
Right.
And
Yeah,
like
so all
looking
the
out
stuff
for
Carl
what
said.
could go
The whole
wrong.
thing is a fear.
And hopefully planning for what could go wrong. But I mean, you
Murphy's
could
I guess
get
it's
Law.
blindsided.
to add on to that, it's sort of like there will be problems.
Yeah.
100%. There's going to be things that are just not going to go our way. It's how we deal with that.
Way to stay
Exactly.
Yeah.
positive, but
Yeah, that,
Yeah.
that's my job, bro. I'm the one who's supposed to be negative all the time. Remember that.
bro. I don't know. That's why.
That's why you gel so
That's like
much?
such a romantic thing. Be like, oh, it could fall apart at any moment.
Yeah.
We have to take advantage of it now.
Yeah,
favorite part about it.
That's right. That's right.
I have no fear.
No fear.
No, because I think we've done this before.
We've done this before.
Right.
Like
we go.
this formula
Exactly.
works.
Yeah.
So I have no fear
Yeah.
going to.
Yeah.
My hope is that I'll shoot it better than I shot the last one.
Hey.
That's it.
I guess that's kind of my hope too, is that I direct it better.
And I know I
we-
will.
I know he will.
Because I learned a lot
Yeah.
since the last one.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have
Nice.
better equipment this time.
Awesome. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll
And
look
we have money this time. We literally have double the budget just from the Indiegogo from what we put in for the Rose Garden
Yeah,
alone.
we
So
So
Nice.
we'll make it happen.
Yeah,
we'll
for
make it
sure.
happen, baby.
For sure, man.
we'll do it. No, my fear is that you're just gonna fucking
I'm
Tense up and not
worried
say
Dave's
nothing.
gonna have a sinus infection.
no, or even worse, Dave's gonna slice his head open on a windowsill
Knock on wood.
and have a scar on his
Have
forehead.
another scar. Another
Yeah.
fucking scar.
Let's not do that again.
We're not
Yeah.
shooting in the spring.
We're
There
not-
won't be any snowstorms.
No snow.
I don't know. October, you never know.
Yeah.
Global,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Amazon's on fire.
At
so,
least
you know.
we're at one location. Though.
Yeah,
It's
we'll be
not
okay.
Like we just have to get there and then we're fine.
Yeah,
We'll be fine.
yeah, we'll be fine. Why are you beaming me with those eyes?
not-
Dude? Like,
I'm
you-
looking
we'll
at
be
you.
fine,
I'm
dude.
looking at you because you're
Oh,
full
God.
of fear. I'm trying to calm you down.
I'm not full of fear. I'm full of beer.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm full
Full
of
of
beer.
beer and fear, dude. I think.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't know if I have a fear. I feel like Jordan. I don't really have a fear. I've had a lot of fears coming up to this point, but like, I really don't feel fearful right now. My hope is that we get to, at least for some period of fucking time during this process, either like slow it down and enjoy it for whatever the fuck it is, because who knows what it's gonna be, right? The result is whatever it's gonna. We control the result to an extent. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna bring our best to it. We all know that. But I feel very confident in the letting go and like having faith and enjoying the process of doing it together, because we don't know how many of these we get to do.
You can do that as an actor.
I can, for sure.
You can't. You should do that.
I have to do that as
Yeah, you
an
have
actor. Yeah. Yeah.
Leave the minutia to the crew.
I'm
Yeah,
doing
that's
this.
us, bro.
I'm doing this,
Yeah.
bro.
Push that all our way.
That's all you.
And we'll
Let your
deal with
baby
it.
go.
And
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't rush, but we were on a time crunch last time.
Definitely.
The fact that we acknowledge that and we're kind of giving ourselves more time,
Yeah.
and we
I'm
like
excited.
the script
Yeah.
shrunk.
Yeah.
I mean, I think those are all
We
positives.
did, yeah. Again, it all goes back to what we said an
Yeah.
hour ago. We
Absolutely.
took everything that we did wrong
Yeah.
and we're trying to correct it.
Yeah.
Whether it's with the script or it's how we're going to approach shooting day.
Yeah.
And even when we're on set, that some things are going to,
Yeah.
it's great, man. It's an evolution.
Yeah. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm like nervous because of the work I got to do on the other side of things, but like,
Yeah, none of our faces are going to be in it. So
it's not on the face, but like, I gotta sign up for a grief share group if anyone knows any grief share groups out there. Let me know.
you didn't do that yet? I thought you said you were
I
going to
got
do
a
that.
guy. Don't worry.
You got a guy? All right, sick.
I got 5 guys. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, this is it.
Well, damn. I'm gonna add. I believe in you guys. I can't wait to see what you guys are
Mikey's
doing.
gonna be on.
Mikey's
set
gonna
with
be
us.
on
Thank
set.
you.
You're gonna
Hopefully,
come.
yeah.
You're
Let me
coming.
know. Let me
Yeah,
know.
he's gonna
I'm
be
down
there.
to help.
Dude, absolutely.
We'll give you the
Love
dates
to have
after
you on.
this.
Let's do
Awesome.
it.
You're
Yeah.
positing that like as if it's
Well-
like a question.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
You had agreed on this last time.
Yeah.
I mean, you're running all of this,
Well, there
obviously.
we go.
Yeah, dude. You.
Well, I can't wait. I
Knowledgeable.
can't wait to work with you guys
Yeah.
for the first time.
Yeah, you're gonna
First
see.
time,
You're gonna see it
boy.
happen.
I
Bro.
want to see the hell.
Welcome to the family.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Well, guys, that's it. You know what? Episode 32. If you guys have any last one, if you want to plug anything,
Sing
Anyone
us
else?
out,
Instagrams,
Karl.
socials, whatever you want, anything working on,
Oh my
the
god.
album.
Color
Yeah,
Science
bro.
on Spotify, Apple
Boom.
Music, Tidal. It's on Tidal now.
Nice.
And
Ooh.
Napster.
Hey.
Surprisingly,
Shout out
Napster's
Jay-Z.
still a thing.
You got them flat
Napster.
files, bro?
I got them flax.
Do you have those lyrics out yet, though?
I put the lyrics in the thing and they don't load. I have to. Distro
gotta
Kid,
get on.
I have a problem with you, Distro Kid. We have to talk lyrics.
They're
But
definitely
No shout out. No shout out.
Wait, they do sponsors. I love you, District.
I do
Oh,
love
okay.
Distro Kid.
Okay.
Obviously, I decided to distribute my album with them. But the lyrics,
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
gotta figure it out.
I bet it was your fault, honestly.
It honestly wasn't.
Stop blaming
It
them.
totally
Wasn't.
Because I don't see it on the internet
No,
at all.
yeah, me neither.
Okay.
I do the Instagram story
Yeah.
thing, and I try to do the lyric
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
with
yeah.
little cool,
Yeah,
funny lyric,
yeah.
and they don't have any of my lyrics.
So maybe
Lyrics
Karl's
not-
album isn't out right now.
It's not
Yeah.
out right
It
now.
may or may not be out. It's short.
But we'll let you know. What about
If you
you
see
guys?
that black and white picture of the kid
Cool.
at a birthday party, it's me.
What about you guys?
You just released Keeper. Well, we just released
I just
Keeper.
put out. Yeah,
Yeah.
we just put out like a very very short documentary about a beekeeper.
Yes.
Fantastic work,
Check
I
it
have
out.
to say.
Super short. It's
Where can
like
we
a
find
minute
it?
and a half long. It's on my Vimeo.
Yeah.
If you follow me on social, my handle is at India Rubber. It's a Radiohead song. Before anybody asks, there's a link to it through there. But that's what we're doing. We're doing those kind of things, short docs, and working on music videos with this guy,
Yeah.
and working on movies with this guy. So
Awesome.
hopefully, you'll see us on there. Shirine's got her own Instagram. Do you want to plug your personal Instagram?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like I had like all my professional things listed as of like 2 weeks ago, and I took them all down because I think like
You're a LinkedIn
I think-
kid. Like
yeah.
you're on LinkedIn.
You're
Like,
on
hard.
LinkedIn.
She's got a real job, y'all. In case you
But-
didn't know.
She works for real
Yeah,
companies, y'all.
we could all just flop around and do the thing.
Yeah.
She's
I
actually
think my
working.
Instagram's like personal. I don't
Yeah,
think
personal
I'm
Instagram,
not
okay.
taking it
You can
as
follow me.
professional.
I'm public.
Yeah.
I don't
Follow
care.
Jordan.
I'm a Insta.
He's got a great
whore.
set of
Yeah.
eyes.
What about you, Dave?
No one cares.
You got anything? Any last words?
Nothing. I'm just really glad that you guys came. Thank you.
Yes,
I'm
thank you so
excited
much.
to jump in again.
Yes.
Let's do
It's
it.
only
Do it
took
again.
30,
Let's do it.
32 episodes.
Episode 32 of the
episode
podcast.
32.
Boom. Find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, Castbox, everywhere else you can watch podcasts.
Right now-
YouTube with the video. Like, comment, subscribe, everything you do with that. www.youareherepodcast.co. We could not afford the
The M.
M.
Bang.
Boom.
And Carl's song should be playing right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Woo.
You guys like that?
Feels
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, there
Hell
it is, there it
yeah.
is.
Guys, this is Mike. I'm signing out.
Hey, this is Dave, and I love y'all.
Awesome.
That's it. Done, dude. Done. Thank you.
Capture this roll of film that's unique like you. Splash of light on the airport walls. Your nails painted in red and blue. Your sun-kissed cheeks are breaking me.